Welcome to Boys, episode 47.
I'm Robbie.
I'm Josh.
And we're back in the Paramount building after our excursion.
It feels like it's been a long time.
Well, it has been.
But it feels like the very first time.
It's been 2 weeks since we've been here.
It has been a while.
And we did our intro from the house, so it's good to be back in the studio.
Yeah.
We went up to Stillwater last weekend. Did an interview with Matt Pryor from the Get Up Kids.
No, just some guy.
That was cool.
It was very cool.
Had a good time, and now we're back. And we're going to get to our episode here in just a moment. But before that, a little bit of business.
Yes.
First of all, Thunder Up 2 Cruise Control. Our friends are having a benefit for the Hicks family. And it is April 7th and 8th at the Speakeasy. They're doing a full playthrough of The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time. You can catch that on twitch.tv/ThunderUp. Or you can head to the Speakeasy and watch them play it live. They'll probably kick you out at 2 o'clock in the morning, but they're going to be going all night.
They'll definitely kick you out at 2 in the morning.
You can go back in the morning, pick up where you left off.
Yeah.
It's a good cause.
Good cause. And that's a cool thing, too. Like, they did that one for the Final Fantasy 7?
Yes, it was for, I believe it was for like a animal welfare of some sort.
Playthrough. They're cool. I didn't know those existed, and Twitch, the whole thing is...
Yeah, you just stream it.
You just watch games.
You just watch people play video games.
That's rad.
Which can be sad and depressing, but it can also be beautiful, much like most things in life.
Ocarina of Time is that's a cool game. The graphics are really badass. Do a little other things and watch it.
I don't know if the graphics are badass by today's standards, but at the time...
I don't play video
N64,
games.
bro.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I thought it was like something new.
No, it's a classic.
See, that's how way out of it I am. I don't play video games.
It's a classic playthrough.
So that's on the 7th and 8th, the night before that. If you want to come to the Speakeasy and see our very first live show, it's going to be a live show.
Episode 50, live from the Speakeasy. What date is that again?
That's April 6th.
Oh,
it's a Thursday. Right. 9 on the dot, no punk time. 9 on the dot.
Yeah, so if you want to show up to that, it would be awesome. We're going to have prizes. We're going to have 3 very special guests.
Yes.
Randy Heyer from Urbane Ponytail, Little Bear.
So many other bands.
A million other bands. Wonderful dude. Friend of the show. And we're happy to have him.
For sure.
Also going to have Lucas Dunn, writer for The Lost Ogle, Edible OKC. Recently featured on Vice.com for his Steven Adams fan fiction.
Great fan fiction.
Super cool guy. And closing out the show, we're going to have local funny man, Spencer Hicks.
Bringing it all around.
Bringing it right back around. So the show's going to start at 9 on the dot, like you said, Josh. So if you guys want to get there a little bit early, get you a beer, get you a table. It's going to be a wonderful
evening. Get some grub, hang out, have a good time.
Did I mention it was free?
Oh, it's totally free, 100% free. And there's like you said, there would be a prize bag.
Giving away to one lucky winner.
One winner.
Not
multiple. One person's going to win a shit ton of stuff.
We're having some really cool stuff in there, and we're getting more details as we get closer, but we're going to have a commemorative plaque made by our friend at fatbison.com. Yes. It's beautiful.
So you know
a hand-carved wooden sign that says, I came to see boys, and all I got was this lousy plaque.
I'm excited to see that.
You can hang it in your office. You can hang it in your bathroom.
You can hang it
anywhere.
Anywhere things get hung.
We're also going to have some prizes from Anthem Brewing, OKC Comedy,
the Speakeasy itself.
Speakeasy, and many more.
Tons more.
So come to that. Show a little love for us because we love you and we really appreciate you for listening to this. Also, thank you to the Lost Ogle and Patrick for allowing us to broadcast out of this space. Anthem Brewing, as usual.
For providing the brews.
And again, fatbison.com. High quality handmade signs for dads.
You can go there, get you some signs, special order a sign just for you. While you're on the internet, pull up another tab, go to boyspodcast.com. That's a portal to all things boys, our Facebook, our Instagram, Twitter, everything social media wise. You can go listen to old episodes, get yourself caught up if you haven't listened to all of them.
You can see photos and much more.
Much more. There's a golden tab at the very bottom. It says donate through PayPal. Toss a buck or two, 20, maybe a buck.
Just a little something.
If you like what you're listening to, every dollar helps.
Yes, and thank you to those of you who have donated. We really appreciate it. The donations are coming in pretty steadily at this point, and man, it's really awesome to see
big ups
that financial feedback that we appreciate so much.
Yeah.
And I guess that's it, Josh. We're going to get to this episode.
Let's jump in. Let's dive in.
This is episode 47 of Boys Podcast with Kyler Watson and Brodee Nucci. Thanks for sitting through that.
Doing well.
That was long. That was extensive.
Little peek behind the curtain here.
Yeah.
You guys were sitting here very patiently while we recorded about a 5-minute intro.
I felt my heart beating through that. Like these guys are just like.
I know. I was a little nervous. I was a little nervous.
I was trying not to laugh. Just yeah.
How's everything sound for you guys? Everything good?
Yeah, it
sounds
great.
good.
How about you guys potted up? Levels good?
Yeah,
potted up and ready to go. So, Kyler, we work together, man.
we do.
Yeah. How's that going for you?
Oh man, it's going well.
Good.
Been there for a little over 3 years. So you've been there a little longer, right?
4 years.
4 years.
4 years. Hey.
I've been there 9 months.
Yeah. How do you like it? How's it working out for you?
It's tight.
Yeah.
It's tight. I'm in my little hole, staring at a computer screen all day. That's tight.
Doing what you love, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
great.
you know,
it's wonderful.
yeah.
Making things.
Yeah. The days are long, but man, we get that Friday off. We work, for those of you who are listening to this, we work 4-day work weeks. Long shifts. But man, that Friday off is so worth it.
Yeah.
So worth it.
This 3 days of party, you know.
3-day weekend.
Instead of just 2.
You can plan vacations, you know, plan little trips, little road trips.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Or you can go down to Stillwater and interview Matt Pryor.
Yeah, that's
You
cool.
can do that too. It's cool. Gives you the day off.
Or you can podcast on Thursday nights as we do.
Right here.
Mm-hmm.
Have some delicious Anthem beers. AnthemBrewing.com.
I'm having an IPA. It's a great
It'll
IPA.
give you a nice hangover. You can hang out with your friends, drink a few of these, not worry about getting up super early in the morning. So that's tight.
It's great. It's great.
So Brodee, this is our first time meeting, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
How do you guys know
you
each
do?
other?
I met Kyler in 2012 whenever we both kind of decided to play country music at the same time. We're both rockers and metal players beforehand. And I joined this acoustic act before that, about 6 months before that, I joined this country acoustic act as a guitar player just to try it out. And then they decided to get a full band together. I moved to bass. That's when I met Kyler. And we were jamming in the garage of a pest control company in Oklahoma City.
Mm-hmm.
And we all kind of sucked at country in a really rad way because we got really good. I mean, after a while, the band split up for some time. Me and Kyler played in some other bands together.
All country, yeah.
Yeah.
Really? So once you went country, you were there for a while.
Dude,
I was
country's great.
wondering
I mean,
about that. Like, because
It's weird.
Yeah. So going
It's
from
weird.
like metal and like heavier shit into country, like what made you want to make that jump into country? Just because like, fuck, I've never done it. Let's try it.
Well,
Or was it like paying gigs or?
I always kind of despised country, and that was like the one thing that I wouldn't listen to. And then I don't know, like after this metal band that I was in kind of stopped doing its thing, I was like, man, I kind of want to get a Strat and like play country. So I bought a Strat, and then I got hollered at for that country gig, and then I realized that I fucking sucked at guitar. Like I was doing heavy shit before, and I could do all of that, man. But country is like it's a different.
I can't
game.
I can't just play power chords this whole time. Come on, man.
No, it's dude. And over the last 4.5 years, the Brodee and I played country. It's been like primarily that. It taught me. I mean, it was way more difficult of a genre to like really nail than I thought.
I was pretty much a super badass metal guitar player. Can you say bad words on this show?
Fuck yeah. Fuck
You
yeah.
can
All right,
certainly
so
fucking
You can say
the
anything
shit
you
ass
want on this
dickhole.
show. Well, how poop.
I'm gonna go. That's too much.
All right.
You can say whatever you
I
want
took
on
it
the
too
show.
far
No.
with poop. Dude.
Yeah, dude. I'm
All
gonna
right,
rewind. Hold on. All right, thank you guys for coming by.
Did you say
edit,
Whoa,
edit that
did he say poop?
shit out.
You can't say
Edit that shit out. Make it where I said shit.
All right.
Okay. What was I saying? I was
You were a great.
This
You're
is
a
my
metal
head.
guy.
My headphones are cutting out. Okay, we're good. We're good. I think I'm just gonna hold it like that. All right. I was a pretty rad metal guitar player. I picked it up pretty quick. I started playing when I was like 15, and by the time I was 25, I was bored and burned out and tired of starting like bands in people's garages and then practicing for a month and then having to find new players. And you know, like the metal scene's pretty much whack like that. Like it's hard to find people.
I think there's a lot of people in any genre that's mostly
Yeah, man.
like
That's kind of the thing everywhere.
So I decided, I heard this She's Country by Jason Aldean came on the radio one day, and I was like, what the fuck? Why do I like this? It was like the lamest. The song is stupid, but I still like it to this day. for some really weird, catchy reason. But it was like that was the crossover song. Found out about Brantley Gilbert, who has some like super rad, heavy
like drop
country. Like it's cool. Like
big and rich kind of stuff.
No, we're talking like kind
more
of
rockin',
more
way
rock.
more rockin'.
Okay.
It's rock.
So
it's
it was
rock.
like they crossed me over a little bit. I was like, all right, so some of this is not bad, but I grew up on country too.
Same.
So I mean, I was listening to Garth Brooks and Reba McEntire and stuff like that growing up, and I loved it. I think everyone loves them though.
Oh yeah, the classics, Alan Jackson.
Yeah,
all those.
Alabama.
But
Alabama.
Randy Travis.
Yeah,
RT.
I decided to give country a shot, but the reason I stuck with it for so long is because it kicked my ass.
Dude,
it made you a better player.
Oh my God.
Now when I play like metal, because also shortly after I switched to country, I then switched to bass, which was like, you can get away with the guitar riff on the bass in a metal band, but like you have to learn a whole new instrument in country. It's weird.
Different language.
Yeah, it's like completely different. And honestly,
a lot of ghost notes in the bass.
Yeah, and
country.
it made me a pretty good bass player. And
yeah,
I get paid good money to go play gigs with country bands now. It's fun.
You just got that blues gig too.
Yeah, I just randomly got this blues gig in Dallas. Go play bass with the I hate that I don't know his name. My drummer friend hit me up if I wanted to play. He's like the biggest blues act in Jerusalem. I don't know how big blues is in Jerusalem, but he's doing an American tour.
Okay.
And there's some gig right outside of Dallas. I can't even think of the name. I put my phone over there so I wouldn't look at it.
Yeah, we'll figure it out later.
But yeah, so it's tight. I'm randomly just scored a fill-in gig. Some decent money for that and get a jam with my friend. I don't know if it's going to be a 3-piece or if there's going to be more players there.
So you're flying blind.
Yeah. Well, I have tomorrow night to learn the whole show. And then the next night I get to play it. So that'll be fun.
You'll get it.
I'll get it. I know how to make charts. I mean, I learned that from playing country.
So
yeah, I can make Nashville number charts and pretty much be like, what's the key?
Yeah.
And then just play that song perfect.
So you never jam with him. You like the show is the jam.
Yeah.
I will show up and meet this guy, and then we'll play a perfectly seem like we played it a million times together.
That's so awesome.
It's the coolest thing when you know how to
you know how to do that.
chart it out properly. It's the best.
I've heard of that. What do you call it? The Nashville
number system.
Yeah, I've heard of that. I don't know what it is.
Dude.
The first time I heard about that, it blew my mind. It's like, okay, so you're going to the 1 3 5 and back to the 3 and whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck? I thought it was GAD.
It's the notes.
Right.
Okay, so your notes. You have 7 notes in the scale before it goes to the octave, right?
Mm-hmm.
Each one of those in the scale going major. From the major goes from a number. So say you're in G, right? G major. The first note is 1.
Mm-hmm.
All right, your 2 minor would be A minor. Your 3 would be B, 4 would be C, 5 would be D, 6 minor would be C because it's a for a G major, it's like an E minor, and then the 7 would be like an F sharp over like D or whatever, like whatever shape that is, a dominant shape, and then goes back around.
Right.
So you can most songs follow like a 1 4 5 6 minor. Yeah.
So it's like a math equation almost. It's like once you know where you're starting, you kind of know where you're going to end up.
Yeah, and then you figure out the patterns on the guitar because there's only 2 shapes with where you'll be playing chords with the bass note most of the time. So when you figure out those 2 shapes, all that you got to do is figure out where that first note is, and then everything else is right there in this little box. So you can just look at the chart and just go. If you've never played that shit before, you read the chart and it will tell you what chords to go to.
And also it'll make you learn your guitar better. For me, especially playing these random fill-in gigs, sometimes you learn a song in A and then you show up to play this fill-in gig and you already knew the song, but they're playing it in G. It's not a hard thing, but there's some licks or some ways that you play things are oh, that fucks with me.
Right.
And it when you learn how it forces you basically to suddenly become badass on the spot, or you're going to get fired or never get hired for this gig again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like forceful adaptation. It's like, I got to learn this and I have to know how to adapt. If the guy comes in and says, well, we're going to capo it up tonight, or go, switch it to a different key.
Well, that was like,
Yeah.
Raul Alfonso.
Yeah.
I did that gig with him, that
fella.
country gig. Yeah, he's amazing. And when I went and played the gig, it was like none of us had practiced. The drummer gave us the songs, 40 songs. And
40?
40.
I thought you said 4 at first. I'm used to
No.
like punk bands where you get up there and play like 6 to 8
No,
songs.
we're playing
and
3
you go.
hours. So
Shit.
it's 40
2 sets.
songs.
I've never been in a band that's done the multiple
Yeah, I had to
set
learn this in
thing.
a week, right? The guy gave me the gig that following Saturday, and it was like the next Friday. So I spent the next week listening to the songs. Like, he told me what keys they were. Some of them were different, which is where the charts come in. You listen to the song, like how it is, you chart it out, and then you just write, okay, it's this key. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I did all that. I had all the charts in a notebook because I was like, this is 40 fucking songs.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to need help.
Yeah.
And Raul hadn't had time to learn. And the first set was a little shaky. And then I was like, dude, I got the charts. And then he took pictures of the charts, and the rest of the night, like we were on, it's like that easy because Raul knows how to read charts really, and mine were shitty charts, like really shitty, but it was like enough there. So he like figured it out, and it was like on the rest of the night. It's so useful. Especially if you're like getting multiple gigs with multiple people, it's extremely useful because you can just have the charts there. And if you're going to play with them again, like usually after the first show, it's fine and you pretty much know it.
So how do you get in with these guys? Is it just like you play it, you play a show and then like your name kind of get tossed around, or is it kind of like a circle of people?
Yeah, because like we just recently quit our country band that we were in for about 4 years.
Were you playing bass in that band?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I saw you at Bass Cabinet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got a
Was that
badass
you?
rig.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was the other one.
It's
Yeah.
tight.
Yeah,
I love
it
that
was
thing.
you.
I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, the
Like a 115
country
or something?
band that I'm regularly gigging with now, I literally just bring my bass head and my Shure Inner headphones, and they supply the Inner system and everything. There's Ableton synced up. It's like clicking in your ears. There's a like computer lady 1 and 2 and 3, and it like goes in and it's just click 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 click.
Yeah, there's no counting
So
off on
tight.
the drums. It's
Yeah,
like they
like,
go boom right into
everyone
the
just
song.
like hits.
Right.
It's like the coolest thing. Like I'm understanding now, like from playing gigs like that, you get it like, I don't know. There's something about like sleeping on a tour bus until you get there, and then you literally just bring your bass head in.
Yeah.
And it's like hidden behind, and you got everything in your ears. That's so tight.
That's got to be so different from like the metal upbringing where it's like
Low-down.
everything sounds like shit live. You
Well,
can't hear
yeah.
anything except the cymbals.
Except it's the best thing that ever happened
Oh,
to me as a
totally.
musician, because me and
Absolutely.
Kyler are now doing this pop rock thing.
Yeah.
Or
Just
whatever
Paper
you call it,
Street, yeah.
Paper Street. Yeah. And we're going to bring all of this that we learned from country, like, and we are going to like do it.
Incorporate it
And
It's
Like,
going to be a
gonna the
different kind of rock
coolest
band
thing.
coming out like straight up, like off the
Yeah.
bat. It's going to be like,
Well, I heard a little bit of it at the shop, like some of the demoing stuff you were doing, and I was like pretty impressed with the way
we
it
have
sounded.
fun.
So
yeah.
we'll definitely throw a link out there once we get some shit going.
yeah.
And,
I should send you the newest version if you could like, I don't know if you can like edit it in and play it or something. I don't know.
I'll play a little something
Like,
on the break. We take a break about halfway through, so I'll splice in a little something there for you.
Yeah, dude.
Just for you and you.
Oh, thanks, dude. But yeah, it's the country thing. I would encourage people, if you want to become a better player, really like just go learn like your favorite country songs that you're ashamed of, that you would never admit that you would like.
Right.
Go
Gotta
learn the
hear
guitar.
Like-
Go learn the guitar to those songs and learn it lick for lick.
And bass players too,
Everything.
like learn every note, how they do it, because they're better than you.
Yes, those are
Like those
top,
guys that track that
top,
stuff
top.
are better than you are. Just go learn what they did. That will become
and
a
you will
part of
grow.
your playing.
You'll grow
Like,
as a player.
It's interesting. Sorry, let me say
No,
that real
go
quick. Like growing up, I grew up on country as well, like 90s country.
Yeah, that was
all the
amazing.
artists we've discussed,
that was the best.
it
country.
truly was. And I still have a soft spot for it.
Yeah.
And then I started playing guitar when I was about 14, 15 years old. I got into like metal and punk and stuff like that.
Same here.
And my dad was always like, you've got a voice for country. Like one of these days, you're going to be in a country band. And I thought to myself, like, I was like, fuck you, Dad. Like, no, I'm not. I'm going to play Christian hardcore. That's what I started playing. That was cool, we both went back in the Christian metal scene, Christian punk rock scene.
That's tight.
Both of you guys?
Yeah. Well, being from Oklahoma, it's like you almost can't escape that shit.
That's how you
growing
play
up.
shows. Like when you're a kid, you can't play bar.
Yeah, like my first 2 bands were Christian bands.
Yeah.
And I don't look back and like regret that. Like
there's nothing wrong
I'm not
with
an
that.
atheist. Like at this point in my life, like I'm not an atheist. I don't denounce anything. I just kind of accept whatever anybody wants to believe. I don't really.
Do you have a belief?
Man, like I can't denounce God because of my upbringing. I'm just not a practicing Christian.
Okay.
Like I don't shit on it, but at the same time, like to me, like if I really want to break it down, like the Bible to me is a book of parables that certain people choose to live by, that do some people very well and do some people very terribly, or they do, they don't do it justice, I should say.
Yeah.
I don't shit on any religion. Like, I mean, any religion, like whatever it is, or any lack of religion.
Scientology is pretty fucking
whatever. That's rich people shit that I'll never know about. Like I just watched this shit on HBO, but anyways, like playing punk and stuff like that growing up, it was like, I always, in the back of my mind, like once I got to a certain age, probably about like my mid-20s, I was like, man, like maybe I could sing country. Like maybe I could like do that.
You should just try it.
Have you written a country song before, or attempted to write a country song?
Like ish,
like singer
Well,
songwriter.
dude, just
Neil Young type
hard at
shit.
it. Just like do a song, like give it your all, and like listen to some country. Like write a fucking country song and just do it.
But I wanted to do comedy though. I want to do like
do that.
like your Rodney Carrington.
Yeah, do that.
Like your Adam Sandler, but like gone country.
Do it. Do whatever
Adam
you
Sandler
want.
gone country.
I'm telling you
write
though,
that song.
like to get started though, just sit down and learn like 50, 60 country songs that you like.
It's funny.
That's a lot of fun.
Like
I want to
learn them, take your acoustic guitar, go book a gig at a bar. You'll make like $100, $150. When you get around, I mean, that's $300 on a random off night in your pocket. Like, why not? And then you'll know if you like it or not.
Right.
You'll keep booking gigs. You'll get a band together. You'll write originals.
Yeah.
Or you won't like it.
And it's not for you.
Right.
You made a couple $100 a couple times. Who cares?
Yeah.
The whole time we're talking about this, I just keep hearing a loop of the guitar from Chattahoochee. No, I'm going to put a music bed under this, I think.
That's a standard. I mean, that's a standard lick, though. I mean, it's done a lot of like 1950s, 1960s rock and roll too.
But do you know that lick?
How to play it?
Yeah.
not properly.
Okay, so like learning shit like that. That's the thing, dude. It's like you find cool licks like all the time in good country stuff. There's all sorts of just like, ooh, like that was a good one. You know what I mean?
Well, Brodee said Jason Aldean. What was the song that kind of made you like, be like, maybe this
fuck,
all right.
dude, that's a really good question. I don't know if there was a song that necessarily did that. I appreciated country once I heard stuff like that for sure, but I just thought whenever the metal band kind of faded out that like I just wanted to do country for whatever reason. Like I just had like country ideas in my head, so I was like, I kind of want to do country.
Was it like the country licks that was kind of coming in your head? Like
it was more of the fun poppy country,
like honky tonk, badonk donk, that
chord
kind
structures. There's those poppy chord structures.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And just like with guitar, you know what I mean. What's funny now is country. Country's nothing more than rock with a twang.
No, it totally is.
It's totally blended now, and it's becoming huge because of that.
Yeah,
like it was kind of a smart move because they're incorporating like rock and pop and hip hop and all sorts of stuff.
But do you
like
not see that some of it's kind of like, what was it, back in like 2014? Someone layered the top songs of the year, top country songs of that year, layered them and just put them tracked them all out. There's like 5 of them. And they played them, and they all were the same chord structure, same breaks, like the whole like.
Yeah, but so is like every fucking punk song.
Yeah,
I totally agree.
It's the same,
I totally agree with it, but
I respect you for saying that.
But formulate like that's why. That's why
I was going to keep my mouth shut.
We were jamming Presidents of the United States earlier. That's why I like why I go back to shit like that recently is because that shit was not formulaic. I mean, it kind of was, but no band sounded like No one played a 3-string guitar and a 2-string bass and just made kind of poppy noise.
Well, I guess I like it. I don't really care what the chord. I listen to so many kinds of music that like I get a variety of all of it. I mean, like one of my favorite artists is Devin Townsend, and he's like progressive pop.
Yeah, he's like
metal.
all over the place.
Yeah, he's amazing. Like I had a chance to meet that dude and I had my mind blown.
Yeah, that was so tight.
Did you go with him?
Yes.
Yes.
We got to hang with
I remember-
him.
Dude.
Kyler was so excited at work that day. Like you came in my office and
He almost fangirled.
and we're
We had
like-
to smoke about it before we
Yeah,
went in there.
because I like he's been my idol.
You remember coming to my office and like showing me shit? Like, dude, you gotta check this out.
Did
And,
you
like,
check out Transcendence? Did you check out that record?
Yes, dude. You were fucking beaming.
Oh,
I was
dude.
so excited for you. You got to cut out just a little bit early, I believe, that day.
Yeah, I think
and you
so.
were like, you were fucking stoked, dude. I was
dude.
happy.
I was out of there.
It's rare that I'm really genuinely happy for someone else. And I was so happy for you that day. Because
Thanks,
I could just
dude.
tell you were just like
Oh my
so
God.
excited.
My idol for like the last 8 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that was a
I've
big...
just recently gave him a chance. I mean, I tripped and listened to Devin Townsend
Yeah.
with him one time
And
at
then
the
he
studio,
realized-
and I was like, holy fuck, who is this guy? And then
Y'all just eating acid and listening to records? What's going on?
That's the
I mean,
best,
that's
dude.
the
It is
best way
the
to
best
learn
way
everything.
I've never done acid in my
Okay,
life.
if,
Never
if
done
you
it.
listen,
a lot.
Oh my God, you will learn
I'm
so
doing
much.
it right now.
You will learn so much about everything, especially sound, and that's what I use it for, man. Like especially since like,
What's the correlation?
okay, so what acid does to me is it breaks down processes more than like your brain would on average. Okay, so to the point where it's more difficult to talk to people. It's more difficult to walk. Like you feel weird and you're breaking all of this because your mind is working on levels below what your conscious brain is
you're
usually
like,
at.
you feel
know
like
what I mean?
you're operating an avatar.
Yeah, you feel like you are
almost.
separated from this, and
Have you?
No, I've done mushrooms a bunch of times.
A bunch of
Dude,
times,
yeah, me
yeah.
too.
But I've never done
That's
acid. No.
also great. But
I've got friends who
pick
are like-
acid every time.
So,
Yeah.
okay, let me ask you guys this
Okay.
as a couple of acid heads, okay?
Yes.
I mean,
Is
all
that
right.
what they're called? Allegedly.
Let me be
Allegedly.
clear. Let me be clear. All right.
We're not
I need
advocating
to.
this.
No.
Yeah. I mean,
not
I will.
advocating this.
I don't give a fuck,
ass.
dude. Everyone.
I do
Everyone
think-
needs to do it.
I do think after
But-
the age of 30, everybody should do it once.
See, I've been told the opposite. I've been told like once you hit 30, you
No.
probably shouldn't do
No.
it. Okay.
All right. So, like, I forgot what I was saying.
Talking about acid.
I know, but I was going somewhere.
You were
really
advocating it.
That
You
everyone
said,
should
important.
do
Oh,
it.
fuck
yeah.
it.
Everyone should do it, but it's not like, I don't know. I mean, if you're like not a really shitty person and you're kind of like you have your shit together for the most part and you don't have any like skeletons in your closet or crazy demons you're dealing with, right?
I think that's the key.
Yeah.
It's all about your
Don't
state
go
of mind.
eat a bunch of acid
Yeah.
if that's what's going on.
Yeah,
like,
right.
you know what I'm saying? If you're
Yeah.
a serial killer and you got some bodies in your basement, you probably shouldn't fuck with hallucinogens. Like, you're not going to have a great trip.
What about a hypochondriac? Because I know a guy.
It depends on your state of mind.
I know a couple like
100%.
guys.
And you kind
They
of
might
lose
hurt the
your
podcast.
you kind of lose your mind a little bit. Dude, you don't. It's such a different state of consciousness that you're in, right? To the point where you are grasping things because the processes are laid out in front of you more detailed than you realize that they are. And you start to see those layers, and the different like ups and downs that come with it are different filters that start to come up and come down, right? Like you'll see the world in a different way. Like the one thing that I see every time I trip acid is like the mandalas, you know, like those Indian style things. That is what I see everywhere.
So like this kind of stuff.
Well, not more mandala-ish.
More like
Okay.
a Tool album.
Okay.
I mean, it's
Right?
crazy.
Okay.
It's crazy, dude.
A
because
lot closer to that.
Alex Gray
it starts
type
to
shit.
it starts to pattern things together for you. Your mind starts to put together shapes.
Okay.
Right?
But you don't see things that aren't actually there.
No, you don't.
You don't see the
hallucinate.
pink elephants
You
and all
don't
that
hallucinate.
shit.
No, that's
No, there's
bullshit.
no
Anyone that
hallucination.
says that, like, if they actually saw that, there's something wrong with them.
Yeah. Your
Like,
mind can
or they're
form patterns
lying.
that will make
Like,
you
that's
see
not a
something,
thing.
and that's the closest it gets. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
like your mind forms that pattern for whatever reason.
Well, some say that you're seeing energy around you, and it's taking the form of
do.
these shapes, and that's what that is.
Dude, it's
Well, like, imagine, okay, you know how little kids, like, little kid that's never been taught anything, they have, like, the purest most amazing way that they look at the world.
Yeah.
They're taking everything in.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing that they've ever learned or anything
They have
that's
no
going to
baggage,
change
no
what's in
mental
front of them.
baggage.
Okay,
Yeah.
check out if you could see the world like that again with your adult ability to put shit together.
Yeah. It's like
It's just like, wow.
it's like you're a
Didn't
kid
know
again.
that was a thing.
You were
Yeah.
taking
So, like-
the world in.
Like, did you have an imaginary friend when you were a kid, or
No.
like, did you ever see anything when you were a kid?
No.
You never did. You never had like a weird experience.
What about you, Brodee?
Oh God.
This
Here we go.
How
this is
weird
where
do you
it
want to
gets
get, Brodee?
real
Because
I mean,
it's up to you, man.
Did you
I don't
see
know
aliens?
what you guys are like comfortable with.
I'm
Dude, we're
not.
comfortable with anything. But before we go on, I want to ask one thing because I wrote this down. I want to go back to the acid and music correlation.
Let's do that.
Okay.
Because I will explain everything to you.
I want to know. Number one, how those two work together.
Okay.
Because I've dabbled in some psychedelics, but
I like that you
I've
have,
never
like-
done acid.
You've got Dr. Evil fingers.
I
I will
do.
explain everything to you.
he's
man.
I
ready to
use
fucking
acid
school.
clinically. I really do. I don't use it to just fuck around.
Yeah.
I learn because it breaks the processes down.
Right.
It's oh God.
I could see
Well,
you in a
there
lab
are
coat.
a lot of
right?
people.
I get my coat on.
There are
I
a
study.
lot of people out there that believe in clinical usage.
For sure.
Of a lot of psychedelics.
Well, we're talking.
yeah.
We were just talking today with Stu, where there's people in Silicon Valley that are microdosing on LSD and psilocybin.
Yeah, like college students, and their grades are going up like crazy.
Well,
they're
there's-
happier than ever, and they're not. It's not like enough. A microdose is not enough
to like
to like
make you say
trip.
shit.
It's
No.
more like what acid does is like makes your brain work all the way
Oh yeah,
at once. Like it's like a limitless pill
and it's overload.
that
though.
dissolves in your
Well,
mouth
they're doing clinical studies with acid, with
on a piece of paper.
ecstasy, and like mushrooms to treat PTSD, to treat amnesia, like dementia, all kinds of things.
people
and
who are dying, it
helps them like
kill the fear of death. Yeah.
It's kind of
Dude, it will show you shit. Oh my fucking God. It will show
Well,
you
like
shit.
what have you guys been shown? I'm serious. Like I want to know.
So this past Saturday,
Allegedly.
we took
Allegedly.
Kyler and Brodee took 4 hits of acid, of
A piece.
really good acid, a piece, really good.
Oh, he's trumping.
acid.
That's when you know it's good. He's trumping.
Stu is
so
Stu is gonna hate me at work. It's like a hero's dose, man. It was like fucking intense.
It was the best.
It was the best.
Like you guys weren't flirting with it.
Oh my God. No,
Like,
no, we went hard because
you saw the deep end. You go, fuck it, I'm diving in nude.
Yeah, you have to.
Okay.
And that's one thing. Okay, that's one thing you have to do is you have to surrender control, and you cannot.
Yeah.
You have to realize that you're on a drug, and control freaks sometimes have a problem with that
Sure.
because you will lose that.
Control.
And then people have a bad trip.
As Eminem says, you'll lose yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you do on acid. I swear
Yeah.
to God. Like
It
there
kills
was,
your ego, right?
Oh, dude, I lost Kyler. There was like a few hour period where I lost Kyler.
Dude, it's my favorite when that happens.
Yeah, it's gone. Like that's gone. And
Well, let me ask, like, why do you say you love it? Like, is it
It's
because
the best.
it's just like a disconnect from reality?
It's
No,
like
no, no.
it's
Or
like you learn what's actually truly moral and right
Yeah.
and what people are supposed to be doing, and you can actually align yourself with like the true natural law, not like
not rules.
what society makes people think is okay and what's not okay.
Okay.
You know what I'm
Makes sense.
saying?
Yeah, totally.
Okay, yeah.
It's like you're awakened to God's law for real. Like you start to understand what some of these people in the Bible and other religious books were talking about.
Yeah.
Now, you say God. Are you spiritual?
Well, I know there's a God.
You know there's a God.
Like I am fully 100 billion% convinced.
Yeah, there is a God.
So are
There's
you,
no way there's not a God.
It's
A Christian God?
No,
absolutely
no.
I'm not any kind of religion at all. I actually
No, this is like super interesting to me. So
No,
would you explain?
I despise. I'm all right. I don't have a problem with Christians or Muslims
No,
or any.
no.
Like, I despise religion itself.
Right.
It's disgusting to me. It's a control system. It fucks with people. It scares people into behaving a specific way that's not actually like necessary. I don't know how else to put that.
I see that.
This is the same shit I was singing about in my punk band when I was 17.
Yeah.
A Christian, but the organized shit is always what bothered me. because I would go to church when I was a kid, and I no bullshit. Like I felt a presence. I felt moved by something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
they know like how certain things work, and they know how to make people have a spiritual moment, but they can also still be lying to you.
No, it's not that. Like Robbie, I feel the same way, and it might go back to what you said about being a kid and like seeing the world through different eyes. When you're young, you can definitely hone in to like energy around you. For something about it, it may not have been the Christian God. It could have been like a feeling of, well, there's something.
You felt the spirit.
I felt the spirit.
Yes, exactly.
A spirit.
You felt the spirit.
Yeah. And it's weird. The older you get, that kind of just, it starts to fizzle away.
Yeah.
Like,
because of dogma, mainly.
Exactly.
Because what dogma does is it fixates certain people that what that is what they say it is. Right. And that's obviously very dangerous because when you start to when someone tells you it's a Christian, that what you're experiencing is God, and this is God. This is like, they tell you what God is.
They literally paint God for you. And say,
then you don't agree with everything there. Well, it paints that picture like really badly to that person. Right. Mm-hmm. And that's obviously like kind of the dangerous thing.
Let me go back to what I was talking about a second ago, though.
Sure.
All right. My problem is with organized religion. Because when I started to read the Bible, like for real, read it myself, and I still haven't finished it. It's crazy because I keep going over some of the same stuff. It like actually blows my mind. Mm-hmm. Everyone should read.
There's layers.
Everyone should read the Bible themselves and don't go sit in a pew on Sunday and get brainwashed by some crazy guy who's taking your grandma's 10% of her retirement every Sunday. Like, that's crazy.
Right. Tax-free.
And I'm not bashing, like, I know that there are pastors out there that really believe what they're talking about. Sure. I understand that. They went to school for it. They want to help people. They want to save people. It's beautiful. Like, what they're trying to do is beautiful. Mm-hmm. What they're doing is not. Because religion was constructed to control people.
Mm-hmm. And in theory, it's good. In practice, it's horrible.
When I started to read the Bible for myself, it contradicted a lot of things that I was taught in church that were, it was, I mean, I never saw anywhere where it says, accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior and accept the gift that he died on the cross for your sins and you'll be eternally saved. It never says anything like that. In fact, Jesus said, do not worship me. Mm-hmm. He said, we're all sons of God. He was basically, when he was arguing with the Pharisees and the scribes, he was coming out against government and religion and any kind of mind control. It's like, these people are here to learn and grow on their own way. They just need to obey natural law, basically the golden rule. Don't fuck with your neighbors. Like,
love people, love God,
like,
love
do
the
your
Spirit.
thing. Like,
So as proponents of mind expanding substances, do you subscribe to the belief or the I guess the theory or whatever ideology of that the Bible is parable, but it's all based upon mushrooms and drugs? Like, it's
allegory
for, like, the burning bush was what was that fucking plant?
It was about multiple different things.
Yeah, there's layers.
Sure.
Like, there's seriously some passages that I know of that have like multiple layers that I'm aware of in the same passage. Mm-hmm. It just depends on where you're at and like what you're seeking. Like,
that's why you have to keep like going back and reading this stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've read some of the Quran. I mean, it's insanely identical to the Bible. It even has the same people in it.
That's what's so interesting is like growing up in church. It's like reading the Bible when I'm 9 years old. It's like, that's some heavy shit for a 9-year-old. Like, whether it's the good stuff or the hardcore stuff.
Yeah, you're like, holy shit, this God flooded everything.
Yeah, a vengeful God.
Could you imagine even being Noah? Like, in a 9-year-old's mind, like, I don't even want to be the guy that has to build the boat. Like, I'm going to be the only people here left. What the fuck?
Well, like, then I have to fuck my kids?
Well, the fuck
kind of?
Yeah.
The fucked up thing is like, I wanted to be Wolverine. Like, I wanted to be Spider-Man.
Yeah, I wanted to be Batman.
Exactly.
I did not want to be Daniel in the fucking lion's den. Like, that shit scared the fuck out of me as a kid. It made me not read it.
Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego on the fire
There you go.
furnace.
Well, and then you get to Revelations, and I remember because I went to some crazy churches,
the reason
man.
that book fucks with people so much is solely because of religion and what they're taught that is saying.
What does the word revelation mean?
Well, to me, I mean, having
unveiling,
unveiling.
Yeah.
Apocalypse also means an uncovering of a big secret.
Apocalypse and revelation are synonymous, exactly the same fucking meaning, right? But you think of apocalypse as
religion makes people think the end of the world.
Yeah,
the end of existence. God's coming back and he's going to punish all of us. No, that's not what the fuck it's talking about. You know what I mean? Like, when you go back and read it, the 7 candlesticks is when Jesus revealed his chakra system. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, now you're blowing my mind.
No, exactly. So we're talking like 7 and 12.
Yeah, 7 and 12. 7, yeah.
And are huge. 12 disciples.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Numerology.
And there's also 12 witches in a coven. You know, Jesus, like, he traveled the whole world. He learned Buddhists talk about him. Mm-hmm. He called him something else with the J name that came from the West and was like super fucking wise as a young cat. And he like came and blew their minds. The Hindus knew about him. I mean, a lot of the stuff he's talking about is Hindu practice. Yeah. Like Kundalini yoga is some of the stuff that he talks about. And it's in the Bible.
Yes.
And I wish I could think of one right now, but I just kind of like said a bunch of words.
No, because see, you're taught the way that the Christian thing is set up. And I grew up Southern Baptist. Okay.
Me too. Yeah.
My parents are still very Christian. Mm-hmm. I can't even talk to my mom most of the time because like it goes kind of this route and I have to try to show her a different way. Anyway, it's not worth it. But so the way that you learn it and learn to like associate it, like those verses and everything like that, it paints it that way for you. So you can't see it another way because it's taught to you like that as the truth. Right. Mm-hmm. So when you learn to step back from that, and learn to like keep like an open mind and learn to see it a different way, you'll come up with a lot of shit. Like I have this book called, what is it? The Zodiac and the Salts of Salvation.
Yeah. It links everything up in the Bible
the Zodiac.
To the Zodiac.
It's crazy. They're talking about it all through the fucking Bible.
Yeah.
And the Quran. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's a super trip.
Dude, it's like, you know, so the Zodiac has something to do with some stuff. I'm not going to go into that because I'm a little...
What was that? Joe Rogan talks about this book all the time. Shit. It was all about mushrooms in the Bible.
Yeah, there was an old dude that was... They found the Red Sea Scrolls or the Dead Sea Scrolls.
Dead Sea Scrolls, yeah.
And he was the only priest essentially that worked on the stuff, right? And his translations that he came up with, he wrote about in a book because they were like, he's talking about taking mushrooms.
That's the best.
Yeah.
That's my favorite. I laugh every time I hear it.
That shit really does expand your mind and helps you to learn.
Right. But it's the same thing the Beatles did. It's the same thing that Hendrix did. It's like Hendrix was a great guitar player. He started taking acid and now he's a legend. Because, the Beatles were a good pop band. They took some LSD and they wrote Sgt. Pepper.
Sure.
It's the same thing, but just go back thousands of years. Yeah. It's like these guys got fucked up and wrote a bunch of cool shit and people still talk about it right now.
Well, because it opened their minds.
Just to make it not completely about acid or whatever. I mean, for people who maybe don't know how it would go or they're worried about it for whatever reason, like just spend some time every day meditating and expanding on that, doing something to make your mind work on more than 10% at a time.
Sure.
Like most people's are.
Calm yourself.
Actively do something to make your mind and body better every day.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up because I have recently been really wanting to get into meditating because so, you know, we work together. 3 of us work together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm on all day. Like I'm looking at a computer screen, like whether you're building pedals or designing stuff or whatever, or editing video, you're making snap decisions all day, right? Mm-hmm. Any job pretty much is snap decisions. I get home, hang out with my wife. We cook dinner, we watch TV or whatever. We work on projects or whatever. And I'm constantly going, constantly.
How much do you watch TV though?
I don't watch that much.
Okay.
My wife watches more TV.
I was about to try and call you out just to like encourage you. No. You know what I mean?
No, I probably watch like, no shit. I probably watch like less than an hour a day.
That's great.
Yeah.
I watch zero TV.
I don't watch TV.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
My question is though, whether I'm watching TV or playing a video game or playing guitar or doing whatever, I really want to get into meditating, and I've tried it. You know, I've tried it in the past, but it never.
Okay.
I didn't allow myself to get into it.
So
enough.
this is what you should do. You should put down the video games and TV.
Sure.
Replace
That's not a
one of
problem.
them with more guitar, and then one of those things
Country guitar.
with whatever
Yeah.
you want to do, man.
Whatever.
Like music's important.
Jazz guitar.
Like everyone should learn music
Music's
as
part
much
of
as
the
they can.
quadrivium.
I guess my question is, how do I turn off my fucking brain? Because
Okay.
when I try to meditate, my brain is just
Dude,
racing.
that's
All right,
the
so
point.
the simplest idea is thoughts are going to creep in. So if you can keep your body completely still, controlling your breaths in and out without taking a full breath or completely exhaling.
Obviously, just lying down on your back, your limbs spread out so that you're not touching any part of yourself.
Yeah, for sure. And then like observe any thought that comes in and then let it go.
Yeah.
And the idea is to increase the gap of darkness between each thought.
Yeah, because
the
they'll
thoughts
come
are-
in. They will always come in. And that's what I think people get the wrong idea about meditation, because they think, oh, fuck, I'm horrible at this. I can't keep my mind clear. And it's like, no, exactly what Brodee said. It's about increasing that gap between the thoughts, because the thoughts will always
Right.
come. And then you start observing the thoughts and seeing, like maybe doing some contemplative meditation where you're like, why am I thinking that thought?
Yeah,
You know what
like
I mean?
Eckhart Tolle kind of stuff.
Yeah, and be like honest with yourself, because I think a lot of the time we have pride and we don't face those kind of things that are like, you know, why am I thinking about this? You know what I mean? And then something painful comes up.
Have
And
you
that's
ever done a sensory deprivation tank?
no.
There's one right by our shop. I have a
What?
I have a gift certificate to one. I want to go.
It's
to
by
that.
the
Some
coffee
people
shop
like
right by our shop.
hallucinate.
It's
when they're in
it's
there.
called Float OKC.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's right in Edmond by work.
Yeah.
What the
We should
fuck?
eat acid and do that.
Oh no.
Okay. Kyler's
Okay.
passive, but I'm totally doing that.
Okay, I'll do one.
Dude, do it and then report.
I want to take
and then
4.
report.
We'll come
and
back
do
to
that.
acid too, but
Oh,
yeah,
dude,
like
it is great though. Acid's a great.
everyone should
Acid
everyone
cast.
should do it. I mean, really? The thing is, people wonder about. People are always afraid they're gonna have a bad trip because that's all they hear about. You know what I mean? And that's like the negative connotation with that. It's like, oh, it stays in your spine forever, and you can have a trip anytime.
Fuck all that. I'm just worried about freaking out.
There's a lot of like stigma around that drug, right?
yeah.
But
I
the
mean,
thing
and
is,
I do have like random like spurts every now and then.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
oh yeah, I did acid in the past. Like it happens.
yeah,
I'm just driving down the road and everything looks different for a second, and then it's cool again. It's not a big deal, you know.
Are you
Yeah.
okay with that?
Yeah,
I've never had that happen, and
It's not like a big thing.
You know, when you say looks different, like shit doesn't morph into like you're an animal or something.
No,
It's
it's
just
just like
it's
super
there.
acid filter and then normal like perma.
like
Brodee
when you
acid
go through your
filter that's on.
Instagram and like you put a filter, like a crazy filter
Yeah,
on
that's
something.
the best way. That's why I call it an acid filter. It's
Okay.
like, kind of like an
Yeah.
Instagram filter.
But
Like,
you
well,
also feel
also,
it
like,
inside of yourself too.
Okay.
If you take like a bunch though,
Yeah.
Now,
It
what
will-
would you describe as a bunch?
What we
I
did.
mean, I don't know because these weren't like normal hits. They were like definitely the strongest acid I've ever taken. I
and
mean,
4
normal
of them.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
well,
4 of them.
okay,
So they
well-
would have been equivalent to like 6 or 7 hits a piece, and that is definitely
normal acid.
heroic.
7 hits.
Yeah, that's definitely heroic.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
that's when our minds.
Most people take 1 or
fucking-
2, maybe
Okay.
3
Okay.
of like. I
I've
don't know.
never experienced it. I had a friend in my early 20s. He was used to do it and would talk about it a lot. He would get those what do they call those? Flashbacks, acid flashbacks, and like kind of freak out on people. But he was also kind of a guy that probably shouldn't have done it in the first place. You know what I mean?
Right.
Okay, it's all about your state of mind.
Exactly.
Right?
That's why he doesn't touch it anymore. He doesn't do that shit
You
anymore. at all.
have to be mentally strong and
Sure.
realize that first of all, you're not in control. You
Right.
you need to be able to relinquish control because you realize that you took a drug.
Right.
You know what I mean? And this is just the drug.
So is acid? Is this the thing that you guys like Are there any other things that you like doing? Is it strictly is it just this?
I mean, I
for,
smoke weed.
we smoke
like
weed
every single day.
all day.
Yeah, but that's just something that's just something that should happen all the time.
I mean,
Yes.
I'll eat mushrooms if somebody has them.
okay.
Yeah, that I
Now,
mean,
what's your feeling with acid versus do you think mushrooms are just more of like a fun thing?
Mushrooms is something that I could do every day. I
Yeah.
don't think I could
in
do
small,
acid
like
every day.
microdose it, like
No.
caps
Mushrooms?
or like
No, I mean,
yeah.
I could just like pick out on some shrooms every day. I'm just,
okay.
yeah, but
I don't know. It's good.
acid takes a toll on you.
And how long does the trip normally last?
8 to 12
So you
hours.
have to plan ahead.
Yeah, I mean, you need to
should
not
plan a
have shit to
day.
do that
Okay.
day for
You should
sure.
plan one day. You should plan a day
Okay.
because
like wake up, have some breakfast. Okay, that's the thing too. What's the eating thing with it?
Yeah, dude.
I know
You
some
won't-
drugs are like
you
weird like
won't
that.
want-
Chug
wanna
lots
eat.
of orange juice.
Okay.
citrus. It's the whole reason they call it acid. Supposedly, acids like citrus
Breaks it
increases that high.
Okay.
And also, if you've never tasted a lemon because it's too sour, you will eat a fucking lemon
Dude,
on
I
acid.
ate a lemon on acid.
and I tasted what that's.
Yeah, I mean, it was still like,
A
there's
little
still that,
bit.
but all right, so all your senses are like
they change.
expanded.
They
Sure, sure,
They
sure.
don't really change. They just
For me, they
expand. So
change.
you, it like, I don't know.
My sense of smell and taste change. My sense of
Okay.
sight and hearing.
It does because it's like expanded though. It's the same as humans have like this normal color spectrum. Like I have a little bit wider than normal one from regular meditation and like experiment with different stuff. And I can't say that I have seen colors that other people can't see. There's just a different filter on everything all the time. Does that make sense?
It does
Yeah, that
because
totally makes sense.
when I was younger and experimenting with other hallucinogens,
Yeah.
I always equated it to this: opens a window in your mind that you're never going to quite shut all the way.
Right.
Does that make sense? Like it didn't
mean,
blow
like you're
the
gonna-
roof off the place, but it like when I took okay, I'm just going to be
You'll
honest.
leave it cracked. You'll leave that window
like
cracked.
when I did mushrooms,
Right.
like when I did a lot when I was younger, like it blew my mind.
Yeah.
And then to this day, I feel like from then on out, I kind of like saw the world a little differently,
Yes.
or saw
Yeah.
things or people.
and that's a good thing.
Yeah, no, it's a great thing. I shut as I came down, the window shut, but I couldn't get it quite shut all the way. So there's a little breeze
That's
coming
the point,
through
for
all
sure.
the time. And on on most days, the breeze is nice. Every once in a while,
Yeah, but
it's
does
not
it
a
not-
bad breeze, but it's a different feeling, you know.
But is it not like, are you not happy about it?
Oh no, I'm totally happy about
Yeah.
it. I'm a better person because of it.
All right, so check this out. It's like life is a game that nobody really knows that they're playing until they break the rules.
Is that a country lyric?
I don't know.
No, that's just how it is.
Joke.
But
Little
you
joke.
can
take
put
that.
Little
You
joke,
can take
fellas.
it, yeah.
You can take it. We'll take it too.
all right,
Fuck.
all right.
We'll just write a country song around that.
All right.
I totally
So-
agree. No, totally.
But yeah, it's I would encourage, if I had to encourage a single drug for you to experience once, it would be acid with a shaman. You need to have somebody that is experienced with acid.
Okay.
Probably take it with you.
Not an actual shaman.
No,
Don't
no,
go
no.
to like a
But-
tribe looking for someone.
A proverbial
but
shaman.
somebody who is
Proverbial
good,
shaman.
like person that you trust, a person that you trust in a place that you feel safe,
That has
that
this
has
person
done it before and is
yeah.
probably doing it right now with you. That way they can walk you through everything.
Yeah, like first time he tripped with me. And
I had to because I was scared.
He was scared.
I was scared.
He was scared, and what I did about that is I made his ass watch, what was it? Fear and Loathing.
Fuck my
Dude,
ass.
That's not no.
No,
Yeah,
but-
no,
no.
see-
See, that's what you have to do. That movie was made for tripping. You don't see it properly unless you are on acid. I swear to God.
I swear I've heard so many stoner friends say the same thing about that. I've watched that movie. I fucked up on shrooms, on ecstasy, and high
Acid.
as fuck.
Acid.
Okay.
Acid.
Watch it on
It
acid.
will make sense.
It will make a
It will
weird
make
amount
sense.
of sense.
Well, it makes sense anyway.
Do you think? Look, I've seen the movie, but I don't know much about the stories behind it. I mean, I know Hunter S. Thompson. I know.
Yeah, he
about
was
him.
fucked up the whole time.
But as far as the movie goes,
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think they were tripping acid when they made the movie?
I'm sure, like,
Do you
some
think
of
acid
them
had a
weren't.
part in that
Oh, in
movie?
the actual filming?
Yeah,
Or
or editing.
I'm sure the
or-
producer or director or whoever made the movie, I don't know who it was, but surely they were required to do some level of
A lot of people do
experimentation
acid,
with it
dude.
to know how to make
It's not that uncommon.
Well, like especially like the was it the mescaline scene where he freaks out in the bar and like everyone turned into dinosaurs or whatever?
Yeah, you
like,
gotta think acid doesn't do that
No,
to people. This
no.
guy took mescaline. Like, yeah, you might see some lizards talking to you in a bar. I don't know. I wouldn't fuck with that stuff. Like,
Right.
I'm not gonna do heroin or
So
mescaline.
You do mescaline?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean,
don't know.
that's what's
I
in
don't know.
peyote, I believe. Which peyote
Oh, is
is.
that
I'm
what that is?
I'm Navajo, and
so then you should. It's your-
I
it's your-
actually, I
yeah.
could go back to the res and like literally partake in that
Rituals.
As
Yes.
like a ritual,
legally.
religious ceremony.
there- there's
Oh, I didn't know that
actually
was
a place
the same
where they
thing. It
grow
sounded
that
like
in
a
Shiprock.
medication to me. So I was like, I don't want to fuck with some pills or powder. That
no,
does that.
mescaline sounds like a pill to me.
Yeah, that's what
what
I
always
just
was under
always
that assumption.
assumed it
I think
was.
that I
So-
think that's
Is that really what that is?
I think that's what it is.
Because I do want to smoke peyote.
Yeah, no, you'll drink it. That's how we
Oh,
do
you
it.
drink it?
Yeah. They put it in a drink.
Then
and
I'll
you
drink it.
Okay, so let me
Probably
ask you
do.
guys a question. So
I want to smoke DMT though.
Oh
Me
my
too.
god,
Very bad.
Anyone
oh my
who's
God.
listening to this, find Brodee Nucci on Facebook and help him out with that.
Brodee Nucci.
So,
Robbie, you were saying?
and Kyler Watson.
And Kyler Watson, hit one of
Thanks.
us up.
I might know a guy.
Okay, tight. Because I
Moving
need that.
on. So moving on and going back.
Okay,
I just solicited.
We're going in a circle.
for drugs
It's
We're
on
going
your
back.
podcast.
Not the
So what's
first
that?
time.
Boys will be boys. Ha.
That's right. That's what this is all about.
That's the best.
So going back, earlier I mentioned the mushroom thing, right?
Uh-huh.
And it's funny because I still have this like fear of admitting, like, because I haven't done mushrooms in like 10 years.
Oh, you should do them again. But okay.
Besides the point,
Okay.
possibly so. But the thing is, it's funny because even though the statute of limitations has far been gone on that, like I could sit here and say, yeah, I killed someone 10 years ago. No, well, I never did. So, or if I did, it wouldn't be proven, whatever. But when do you think?
Robert, did you kill somebody?
Well,
Killed some
You
ass.
think you know a guy? God damn it!
killed one of these anthems. Anthem Brewing,
Yeah,
a
I've
great
killed
beer to
2 of
drink
these.
after you smoked.
I will
DMT.
admit, okay, I don't drink a whole lot of these weird fucking beers, but
Yeah, be
these
careful
are
with those.
these are good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
they'll give you
they're
the
very
farts,
they're
though.
very tasty, Brodee. You're not a drinker, but I would say that these actually like they have good flavor.
They do.
They're interesting
tight.
flavors.
I'll take
it's
your
not
word
beer.
for
It's
it.
not beer flavor.
So my question is, okay, you guys are very open. That's cool.
Yeah.
But like, I'm
Well,
still
that's beer
reserved. Like, I'm still reserved. So like, when did you get to the point in your life where you're like, fuck it. This is what I do. This is who I am. Because even when I was like, yeah, I've done things, or we allude to whatever.
Yeah, I don't really give a shit, dude.
Okay.
Just don't care.
Okay, there are certain things with me. Brodee doesn't give a fuck. I only know
Really?
one person that gives less amount of fucks than Brodee, and that's Devin Townsend.
So, okay,
I really vibe with
I want
that
to. I
guy.
want
That
to tell
guy
you
was
one
so-
story about Devin Townsend that
Well,
he told me.
You're talking Devin Townsend from Strappy Young Lad.
Yes.
Okay.
But he's in Devin Townsend Project now.
Okay.
If you haven't listened to his new record, Transcendence, please listen to it.
Okay.
Oh my God.
It's a very acidy title. Transcendence.
Dude, the guy's on another level. We met him. He's like, okay. Brodee and I
He's like a
have been on a
wizard.
spiritual path for a long time. The entire time I've been, well, at least like the last 2 years at Keeley, I'm working there 40 hours a week. And 30 of those 40 hours, 36 of those 40 hours, more than likely is like learning shit. More than likely in like, started with like conspiracy theories, and I was into that for a while, and then I kind of got out to like spirituality, and I've been doing that shit every fucking day.
Which
that's
sounds
what-
a little more healthy than conspiracy theories.
Yes, yeah, but I mean, dude, there's truth to conspiracy theories. There's some crazy ones out there that probably aren't true, but there are some
there's a lot
that
of real
are.
ones.
No,
Go-
yeah,
go
so
Tokyo.
it's going to be hard to ever convince me that there's like reptilian bases on the moon.
Right. But some
But-
of those theories are true or
Legit.
at least have seeds of truth
yes.
to them.
Well,
Yes.
see, but I can look at everything truly objectively.
Yes,
And
that's the point. Yes.
I honestly don't believe we're on a globe. Like, I think the flat earthers have honestly figured something out.
Hold on. Dude.
Yeah, I actually openly observed the evidence
Okay.
with an open mind, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay, we're definitely not on a globe.
Okay. I'm not judging you, but I want to know why you think that.
Okay.
I would
Here's-
love to hear
Here's
that.
the most simple thing I can put out there for you that you can go out there tonight and look at.
All right.
Have you, when you're a kid, did you ever go outside and just look at the Big Dipper?
Absolutely.
Okay. And
Many
you think you
times.
can go out there tonight and pick it out, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. These stars are however far away, spinning around the same sun that we are, flying through space at God knows how fast, Our moon's spinning around us. By the way, we've only seen the same side of that fucking thing since forever.
We've never seen
the man in the
other side.
moon has never even been upside down. That's weird.
I always see the
itself.
rabbit in the moon. Have you seen the
but
rabbit?
it's the same thing. It's
Right.
the
Of course,
same
of course, of
side.
course.
So
same
if all
side.
these
Go on.
stars that we can see are orbiting at their own speeds that they apparently are at different distances away and all that shit, how come it's the same constellations exactly in the same spot? The stars are the same size.
Well, they move a little.
They don't.
A little bit. I'm not talking like they go away and they come back, but they do shift in the sky of a varying degree. I'm not saying they go around and then they're gone.
There's
and they
definitely
come back,
enough
but they do move a little.
if you actually research again with an open mind, because I will stress this one thing. The one thing that I don't see enough in the world is a mindset of objectivity. Okay? Like, people have their own opinions, but they're never willing to truly shut their mind the fuck up and not come in with any judgment about something and listen, right? When I mean,
like, this is the craziest thing, is that this is taught as fact in schools, but the Copernicus theory was never actually proven. Never.
Interesting.
Never. It's still technically a theory.
Yeah, it's followed by the word theory.
Okay. And they teach Copernicus theory as fact in schools. It's in textbooks as this is a fucking thing. Repeat after me and you'll get an A. Like, that's bullshit. That's mind control.
They do that in North Korea.
They do that in America.
Mm-hmm. They do that in America.
Right.
Well, also another theory that they teach as fact in school is the theory of evolution. They still never found any skeletal remains that linked the human to any of these other things they found.
Yeah.
They haven't.
You don't, and I'm just playing devil's advocate here, but you don't look at like monkeys and think like, yeah, like we totally came from them. We're very similar. Like, they're just covered in hair and they're a little smaller or bigger. But like, you don't think that there is a connection there somewhere?
Well, I think that they
said
were like,
all
we're
one
98.
thing,
Well, we're 98.
like-
Yes,
Okay,
that's true.
all right,
We're
fair enough.
98%.
Yeah, we're absolutely connected with every animal.
Well, what's it like? 98% connected with chimpanzees.
I mean,
and we're
I
like
don't know how much
96%
that- I
the
don't know
same
how true
DNA
that
as
is, though.
potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, okay, well, yeah, there is a similarity, but there's almost a similarity in a fucking thing that we eat.
I mean, I'm
as a
pretty
plant,
sure
a
everything
dead,
shares like 90-some% of the same DNA.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, that
who
doesn't really
cares
prove much. But I
about
mean, the flat Earth thing, I've looked
I didn't
enough
mean that
into
like
it
in
to
a-
where,
Yeah.
I
No
mean,
worries,
the
sorry.
real weird thing is flight paths that they take. When you think
Now,
about
I've heard about this recently.
the globe Earth,
Mm-hmm.
there was what was it? Tell the story about the globe Earth thing that was really weird with the pregnant lady that they had to.
Yeah, there was
Okay.
this pregnant lady on some island. I don't know if it's Philippines or something. It was in that area, basically. And it's a pregnant woman on a flight to San Francisco or LA, somewhere across the Pacific Ocean. I don't remember. Somewhere in California. They had an emergency landing in Alaska because this bitch was having a baby. They're like, we have to land this plane now. And they landed in Alaska, halfway to California.
Brodee, that doesn't make sense.
It does if the Earth is
does
flat.
if the Earth is
and the
flat and
North
you look
Pole
at the
is
flat
center.
model. It makes sense if you look at it that way.
All right.
If you look at the flat Earth model, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like there's weird things like that in this flat Earth theory that I'm like, I don't know if it's a globe or if it's a flat Earth. I don't know. Because there's a lot of weird things like that are like, that's not fucking normal.
Are there
On a globe Earth, that makes no fucking sense.
And also, all the major governments in the world have a treaty good through 2040 something or 2060 something that doesn't allow any tourist activity except like the guided tours in the very specific places. In Antarctica,
Yeah, you're not allowed.
You can't go buy land there. You can't.
That is one treaty that everyone in the world has.
What?
Is no one is allowed into Antarctica.
United States, Russian, Korean, all of their fucking militaries and navies are not letting people in Antarctica.
So aside from any religious thing or any monetary thing or whatever, that is like common.
That is the law amongst every fucking, like every one of them. There's
Yeah,
like
dude,
almost
if
every
you're-
country
I've
has
never
that
heard of
agreement.
that.
If
I've
you
never
were
heard
to
of
just
that.
take your own like private plane and just try to
You
like
would not
go to
fucking
the,
get
they will
there.
shoot you down.
No,
they
you're
will
dead.
detain you or kill you.
Yeah.
Like, you're not allowed.
Holy
Watch
shit.
the Truman
No
Show.
one's allowed.
Watch the Truman Show.
Oh, I've seen the Truman Show.
Watch it again. I'm
Watch
some
it
kind
on
of
acid.
hallucinogen.
All right. I'm going to buy some acid from you guys.
Okay,
and then I'm
actually,
gonna watch
what
the
you
Truman
need to
Show.
do that blew our minds was you need to, if you're going to take acid, you need to set that trip. And the way to do it is you watch the movie Enter the Void.
Don't do that to them.
They
may not be ready.
I
You just assume
dude, if you're
everyone
not
can handle it.
experienced-
There's no may not. I am not ready for
Okay, Enter the Void on acid.
It was the best thing ever happened
but
to
here's
me.
the thing,
But I
though.
was ready.
We took so much acid that it broke everything down, and that was what caused like the split from Kyler. That movie taught me so much about the way this world actually works, and it made me have an understanding beyond anything I've ever had before. And Brodee had the exact same thing happen to him when we're both sitting there basically under covers because all the shit that's happening is so fucking intense.
And also it was freezing cold.
It was oh my god, like it was
Well,
so
yeah, you get super cold when you're on acid, by the way.
because you separate from your body. You feel like you feel like you are working a robot somehow. It's weird, and it's not like that quite that drastic.
Right,
you know what I mean? But you feel you separate.
You'll be freezing cold and sweating. Like you're kind of dying for a minute.
You separate a little
In
bit
the best way, though.
And since we took so much, excuse me,
that. Acid burps. Huh?
Right.
Jeez.
but I didn't take acid. I said I was going to, and then I have a date with the girl tonight, so I figured I probably don't want to be on acid.
You're just
when
going to
I'm
get
on a
drunk
date.
instead.
Let me tell you that you should do that.
I didn't.
Dude, fucking on acid is some different shit. It's
Okay.
the best.
Well, I'm sure
That's a whole different conversation that
Exactly.
I'm not
Okay.
about to have on this show.
No, let's fuck, dude.
No, but okay.
All right,
So acid.
I guess-
Anyway, it
Guess I'm
revealed.
fucking Robbie.
Okay, so all I will tell everybody, the only hint that I will give as far as how the world actually works at the very core level, that they can't understand where this energy that's being put into things is coming from. They don't know where it's coming from. This is the whole thing where God comes in, and not the Christian God. We're talking about a spirit.
Right.
There is something that is separating this one spirit into two. That's where you get all the division in this world. We're talking about the masculine and feminine energies, right?
That's also where you have your Robbie ego and your Josh ego and my Brodee ego and his Kyler ego. We're all actually one thing.
Yes, but the thing
That's
is,
the real trip. Like, it's kind of hard to explain that to people.
it's one at the very beginning. And when what's happening somehow, this is like, you look at all these esoteric symbols, like the flower of, I think it's like the flower of life that everyone's quoting. This is what it's talking about. It comes from one thing. It's split into two. That's also the triangle. It comes from one thing and it splits into two, right? Everything in this world is divided by two. And with that, the whole God thing and how nature pushes itself and works and has lived, at least on this earth for as long as we know, is that it is itself seeking itself. It is one thing that is split into two sides, masculine and feminine, male and female, whatever you want to call it.
Adam and
And
Eve.
it is itself, one individual, not realizing that they are actually whole, seeking itself in another, in something else. We are always seeking outside of ourselves, right?
Yeah.
And you don't realize that
that's
you
why,
are
like,
actually
the super
whole.
great spiritual teachers from way back were talking about the answers are within. You look within and know yourself, and you will know the universe.
Even Jesus said the kingdom of God is within. The kingdom of heaven is within.
Yeah,
It is
the
not a
kingdom of
place
heaven.
outside of you. Like, people think that they're going to fucking die and go to heaven, like in their body, and see God in heaven. You know, and it's like,
see some dude on a throne with a beard and a staff.
It's like, well, who's
were you
outside of
good or
God?
bad while you're down there?
Well, but
Like,
that's
not a thing.
That's the weird thing they sold us as kids. It was like, so Josh, what's your favorite thing to do in the world?
Oh, fuck.
Well,
Yeah.
all right, you're only 9, so you don't know what that is.
Oh, 9?
Yeah.
My favorite thing
are
to do
we
in the world,
9
I
right
want
now?
to...
We're 9 right
I don't
now.
want to go back there.
I want to play with my Matchbox cars and G.I. Joes.
All right, I tell you what,
Legos?
Josh.
Legos, man.
All right, let's
toys. Play with my toys.
Let's go with toys.
Yeah.
A broad
Sure.
umbrella. You know what? If you go to heaven, You can play with your toys all day. You'll never get tired.
I know. I heard that a lot.
My answer was ride my bicycle because I was into like BMX when I was a kid. And they were like, Robbie,
you can ride your bike every day on the streets of gold.
on the hills of gold, and you'll never get tired. And you know what? When you go to bed at night, you'll get to wake up in the morning and ride your bike with Jesus. It's bullshit. No, I won't.
There's
You
too many
have a
decades.
voice for that. That was really weird.
Well,
That
if you think
sounded
about it,
very
I
convincing.
mean, the thing
You
with
probably
that
could be a
is
country
It's a
singer.
country lyric. Yeah, exactly.
there's how many billion people on the fucking planet? How many
7 billion.
How many billions of people have already died? And if you think about the percentage of how many of those, quote unquote, would go to heaven if they were Christians or whatever, that's a shit ton of people in heaven. So to say that Jesus is going to take 5 minutes out of his fucking day to come ride bikes with me?
Here's
I don't think so.
Here's an interesting thought about 7 billion people.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of people in the world. This is actually kind of a thought about reincarnation that I'll put out there.
The
population of the world of people,
Mm-hmm.
human beings, is increasing as the population of animals and different species in the world is decreasing.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that interesting?
It's like the
Well,
animals
we're also
are
fucking
spiritually
a lot.
evolving into the next
are.
thing.
Well, but
We've always been fucking, dude.
let me
That's
throw
true.
this out there, guys, because this is really interesting to me, and
I
I
guess we're
love
keeping more of us alive.
I love to pick y'all's brains about this, and like I am not blowing smoke up your ass. Like I really enjoy this conversation.
Okay.
But I've always been drawn to this like Gaia theory, where like
Mother Earth.
the Earth is a mother, and
It says that.
humanity is like it's a cancer, it's a growth, it's a cut, and Earth will heal itself. And I feel, man, I've always attuned to that in sort of a way that, you know, like, yeah, the human population is growing like a rash would grow on your arm.
I think that in the Bible, they actually said, Jesus said, I believe that like kingdoms will like come and go, but the earth will remain forever.
Yeah,
Sure.
So, okay, so imagine like stick out your arm. Like, let's say humanity is a rash growing on your arm.
Mm-hmm.
We're growing and growing because we're itching it. We're itching it, and we're killing everything around it, which
Yeah.
are the animals, you know,
Yes.
the nature, everything. But eventually, like, it's going to heal. And I've always felt that way, and not in some sort of like deeply founded, like I know this is real, but I've always kind of felt like
Here's the
there's
thing,
this
though.
like Gaia theory.
We're killing everything on Earth. We're doing a lot of damage to this Earth. I'll pose this question. Why do you think that the people at the top are wanting to do so much damage to this Earth?
Because they got their foot on the gas of the Christian apocalypse. They think that the sooner they fucking make God come back, that they're going to go to heaven.
You think that
Yeah,
all the
and
people
ride
at
their
the
bikes
top are
forever.
These
Christians?
people know that religion is bullshit, though.
These people at the top
They're
that
not
are in charge of
stupid.
this know what is going on.
You really think that?
I
Yeah, I am-
100
I am
fucking percent
completely
know that.
convinced.
See, I always thought the opposite. I thought the people at the top were the old fogies that really believed that when they die, like
No, that's why they
No.
jumped.
No,
They
they-
So
always
wait, are we
jump
getting into
from
like some
religion to
skull
religion.
shit and
No,
like
we're
secret
not
society
gonna
stuff or what?
We're not going to go conspiracy theory because
Oh, we
a
can't.
lot of that shit's real.
Yeah.
But some of it's bullshit. You know what I mean? Some of it's
And,
bullshit,
and they
but
come
a
up
lot
with a
of
bunch
it's-
of bullshit ones to like
throw
distract
people
people,
off.
from the appropriate
False
ones.
flags.
Yes.
Yes.
But yeah, so okay, let's go back really quick because I got to take a piss. I want to get
Yeah,
back.
we'll
I
take
wanna
a break
get
here in
back
a second.
to acid and music.
Yeah, I got that
Okay.
written down here.
Okay, so I'm
I
going to cover
thought
that.
we're on a whole different track just now.
Well, we're going to go back.
Okay, let's go back.
So, acid and music.
What, you want to take a break?
Yeah, let's take a
Y'all
break.
gotta piss?
Fuck, let's take a break.
Talk
We'll
about
figure it
acid
out.
and music real quick, and then we'll take a break.
All right.
And then we'll
Yeah.
talk about where
Okay.
we're going because I'm about that shit.
Oh fuck. Okay. Yeah, we'll both be there. So, acid and
Did you
music.
write that down? Because I didn't write it.
Go for it, dude.
Okay.
So, acid again.
Mm-hmm.
It helps you to become more conscious and more present. You see everything like it's new, like you're a kid, right? Your senses, especially your like oral and audio senses, are extremely expanded. Okay? You see shit that like you didn't see was there. Like I said, every time I'm on acid, everything becomes a mandala. Everything. It will be like permeating over every part of your body.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like this layer that I can see through. I can see through the wall and see the mandala, right? That's the kind of stuff that it does. It breaks these things down. Whenever you're listening to music, you become like inside of it.
Mhm.
You feel it everywhere, especially if you're in a room. You hear those reflections off that room extremely well.
You don't do headphones?
No.
Or is it too creepy to do headphones?
I have listened to headphones and it sounded amazing. You know,
Or would you say it's just like bigger when you do hear the reflections?
Yeah, because
Well,
I
listen
have
to
really good
them
studio
in the
monitors.
studio.
Okay.
Yeah, I've
for
got
sure.
like Yamaha. Was like
It's not like you're listening to them on like a Bluetooth speaker.
no, I'm listening on Yamaha
Like
HS80s.
blasting them
Like
on
my studio monitors
pro
that I
shit.
do
It's
mixing
pretty
on and
fun.
recording on.
Okay.
Like listen to that in the new room that we have, and we listen to Devin Townsend's record Transcendence, which they had to have mixed in probably Pro Tools 12 HD with surround sound, because I listened to that and I listened to a few other songs on this like
I don't
huge
know.
acid
I'm
trip.
not sure how they did that.
I don't
but-
know how they did what they fucking did. It was like you were in this, like, especially when you close your eyes and you're just, everything is focused on your ears.
Mm-hmm.
You feel, it's like your soul is being like punched out by this music. You can see, it's like when you close your eyes, you can see it. It's like that.
Okay, not to discredit, but you were on acid.
I was on 4 hits of acid.
Yes. So that amplified
Well, this is
a
still
bit.
something that
Oh,
I've
yeah.
experienced on just one hit of acid listening
totally.
to Devin
But
Townsend.
the underlying theme here
You were
is
on acid.
Yes, I was on acid.
Well,
yes.
makes everything better, right?
I still listen to Devin Townsend and still hear and experience those same things, but it's intensified.
Okay, exactly.
Definitely.
It is
with
way
acid.
more
Well, all your
details.
senses just go up. It's like like on video game avatars, they're basically like you can up their level of strength or speed or whatever, blah, 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 blah. It's like your hearing goes to 100, your sight goes
plus
to
5 on
100.
sight and like plus 5 on ears. Yeah.
It just
Now you're talking
maxes all
D&D
your shit
shit.
out to 100%. Like you're ready. You're ready to see and hear
And you-
every single thing.
Every fucking
Like, what is your neighbor
detail.
watching on TV in his house? You could just go like
Oh my
step
God.
outside.
It
and
sounds
hear
like it makes you a sponge to just like absorb everything
but
that's
you
going
hear
around
you hear and see everything way more clearly and detailed. And for me, it's like I'm an audio engineer. Like I do tracking, I do mixing, and I'm pretty proud of like the mixes that I do. And that was the thing that was revealed to me on acid is like I listen to it in the room that I'm in with the speakers that I'm in exactly where they are. And I will learn every fucking like facet of that room and what it does is the way that it sounds to me. So I'll know when it's right.
It
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Your
totally.
mind, like your brain just
And
is
it's
like ready.
dude, like
It
it's the
does
most
everything.
fun ride you will ever experience. Listening to your favorite music while you're tripping acid with some good speakers, like loud, not like super loud because you're really sensitive at that point. But
So
like
you're saying crank the Katy Perry, take some acid.
if you want,
Yeah.
dude, you will feel that shit. You will feel like you've never felt it before. Like seriously, listen to your favorite records, listen to your favorite songs, and you will be inside of it.
You'll actually like understand something about Katy Perry that you probably never did. It'll
Yeah.
be weird.
Yep.
Cool. We're gonna take a break. We'll be right back.
Soon as I start thinking, she crank the radio up. I need to shift before I get on the road. Tell the uptown rich folks to open their gates. I got a couple places I wanna go. We'll smoke with the windows down. Let's Let's blow down. Let's roll another one. We'll smoke with the windows down.
Welcome back. I had to do it.
Welcome back. That was Drive by Paper Street.
Welcome
we got Kyler and Brodee
back.
here tonight in the studio. I'm doing this voice no more. So what were we talking about before we took a break here?
Oh, Jesus.
First of all, before we jump back in, really appreciate you guys coming by.
Yeah,
Dude,
man.
I'm enjoying the shit out of this. I love this.
We're having a great time.
It's a cool studio. It looks like I really like the feel in here. It's very comfortable. The
Thanks,
lighting
man.
is kind of dim, and I like it.
Yeah.
It could be dimmer.
Well, could be dimmer.
We've talked about, like I said, we talked about this with the episode with James. I think it was 45. Getting out of our bubble a little bit, talking to people that are outside of our our wheelhouse, so to speak, to use a cheesy word. You know, like getting out there, talking to people, no matter who it is.
Sure.
What kind of person are you? If someone that's never met you before, if you had to describe yourself,
Wow.
Dude,
That's
this reminds me of like
what kind of person is Robbie?
when I was in like 8th grade, it was a life. What's that called? Life something. It was a class in junior high. It's like life and wellness. That's what it was. And the teacher would shoot like it would be that, and you have to write like an essay on you. Yeah, Robbie.
All right.
Put you on the
Yeah,
All right, no,
Robbie.
we're gonna put.
This is an important question.
Next.
getting off the hook.
We're gonna go around the room here.
Oh no, that's not how this
Oh,
works.
no,
I'm
no, no.
asking the questions here.
Well,
He's taking over the podcast, man. Answer the fucking question, Robbie.
this is Brodee and Boys here.
Brodee and the
BrodeeBoys.com.
boys.
Brodee and the boys.
Man, I don't know. That's
Brodee.
That's a really interesting
Brodee
question.
and the
Like,
boys.
how do I quantify myself?
Oh,
Yeah. Is that a thing that you can do?
Man, I don't know. Like, I'm sensitive.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm sensitive. Like things.
Like emotionally sensitive?
Yeah, big
Okay.
time.
Okay.
Like things.
Like you're an empath or a pussy? Like
Well,
what do you
okay. So I feel like in conversation,
Uh-huh.
I feel like I'm kind of an alpha, not in like a buff Jack kind of way, but like
Yeah.
I like to steer conversations.
Yeah.
I listen, but I'm ready to talk anytime.
Yeah.
But I am very sensitive. Like things matter to me, whether it's good or bad or anywhere in between. Things matter to me.
Would you say you're the type that, say, if someone texts you, or if you text someone, if someone doesn't text you back within like an hour, how do you feel?
Well, I'm not neurotic in the sense where I like send a text and wait for the read receipt or wait for the response, but
That read receipt, man.
turn it off.
Turn it off.
Turn that
God damn
shit. Anytime I text someone and I see
Don't
the
let me know
read
you
receipt,
read that shit 4 hours ago.
I hate that shit. Isn't that a
No,
fucking...
it is. I think I turned mine off.
Mine's off.
Dude, mine off?
Everyone's is fucking off. Everyone's is off.
I'm such a dad. Like, my phone is factory settings. I don't know what that
No,
factory
you
setting
but
is.
you turned
don't
your
have
read
a fucking
receipts off,
iPhone though, which is weird.
Do you? Hey,
he
dude,
does.
I have one.
What?
Dude, this is an iPhone 6S Plus, bro. This is the big ass.
Oh, I guess I'm old
bro,
school. Look
I'm
at
about
this
to-
piece of shit. Look
Dude,
at that.
I'd have to show
those
everybody
phones,
up with my
those phones
7
are
Plus.
awesome. I
I mean, it's a tool. It's a great tool.
An iPhone 4, or I guess the 5s are the same
This is
size.
a 5. This is a 5. It's a
That-
little bit bigger.
You can still text with one hand. I have
yeah.
to do this. I'm a grandma shit.
Oh,
2
fuck.
fingers it.
Yeah.
Anyways, Rob, you're a sensitive man.
Yeah, I'm a sensitive guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm opinionated, you know. But
That's the
I'm open.
worst.
But I'm open.
You seem pretty open.
yeah.
Yeah.
How are
I'm
you opinionated and open?
Because
Explain
I have
that.
my opinions, but I'm open to hear other people's opinions.
Yeah, but I think opinionated is someone that's their opinions are fact and also want to push
Yeah.
them on other people.
So I would put you more in the
Maybe so.
open category. You have opinions,
Right.
but you're not opinionated.
Yeah, maybe you're also
You're a little more
hard on
open,
yourself.
maybe.
I'm very hard on myself, dude. Like my wife Erica, my lovely wife, tells me that all the time, and not in a shitty way, but she's like, yeah, that's you, like that's just you.
We all struggle with that, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
There's no reason for you to. There's no reason for any of us to really be so hard on ourselves, but we are.
I am the most hard on myself. But
I swear to God, any like 80% of people you talk to are going to say the exact same thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not alone.
No,
you know what
no,
I
I
mean?
don't-
Like, you are. Everyone is hard on themselves.
oh, absolutely. But
So-
the thing is I think that being hard on myself got me to where I am.
yeah.
Like driving, man.
Yes,
like,
yes.
like I wasn't hard on myself at a young age, but as I got older, I felt like, okay, things are really starting to
Yeah.
matter. Like
You just can't let that go in a
shit
negative
together.
way. You just got to
Nah.
let it push you in like. Be hard on yourself. Like, I need to get this fucking done because I'm capable of this.
Well, and that's what
You
I
know
feel
what I
like.
mean?
No, like even at work, like like I have a lot resting on my shoulders. It's like, okay, I got to get a lot done in a week. And it might seem like I'm over there just like watching YouTube videos.
That's
but
what
it's
I think you're doing. I think you're fucking jacking off all day.
Well, I do a little of that too. That's why I'm in the bathroom so long. But,
God damn.
But seriously, man, I have nothing to do with production at work.
Right.
But there is like our boss is great, but he does expect results.
Robert's great.
Oh, he's a great dude.
Robert is a great business person.
Is he listening? He
will never listen to this.
He listens. He
Does he?
listens. Yeah. he
Okay,
listens.
well, fuck. Robert is a great human being.
Does he know how much acid that we eat?
Yeah, dude. Robert,
Yeah.
I ate 4 hits of acid on Saturday, March 9th or whatever it was.
Robert
I
would
smoke
probably be
weed
like,
every
that's
day.
cool. He probably got high and drunk as fuck. that
Yeah,
weekend.
yeah. Robert's an amazing person. That guy, I can't praise that guy enough for how much he's helped me. You know what I mean?
Good dude.
Like, I mean, just the other day, it was crazy. Yeah.
All right, so let's go around the room here.
Yeah.
Josh.
Josh.
How do you
Who are
quantify
you?
Rephrase the question again.
Who are you? Who
Brody,
are
Brody,
you?
Brody,
Who are you?
Ask the question.
Who are you? Describe yourself.
are you?
All right.
That's some mic clippage going on.
I love to
there.
hear
Okay.
Who am I? I am
Perfect answer.
That was
Anthem
Kyler.
Beers.
Don't listen to
Anthem Beers.
Kyler. Everyone.
not to be fucking
You
hippie,
are
but
a burp.
I'm nothing. Like I went through this like existential crisis a few years ago, realizing, I'm going to die someday. What does that mean? And then I came to the realization that this whole existence really doesn't mean anything. Like it's just, I'm one of billions of people on this
Let me
planet.
ask you, expand on that.
Mm-hmm.
Where does the conclusion come from that your existence doesn't mean anything? I'm not disagreeing. I'm just wondering
Because
where
it does.
your position.
I'm not disagreeing. Your existence doesn't mean shit.
No. I'm wondering.
I'm saying like no one's existence means anything.
Why?
I'm not because there's billions of us on this fucking planet.
Okay.
Unless you're striving, like you said earlier, if you're doing something, if you're trying to be a good person and trying to better yourself and others around you,
Then why isn't your existence
because I'm not
meaningful?
bettering anybody around me by being alive.
Why?
Yes, you are.
Why?
Josh, yes,
Because
you
I'm-
are.
Hold on. Josh. Okay, Josh.
Yeah.
If you feel like that,
Yeah.
if you really, really, truly believe that,
Yeah.
okay,
Uh-huh.
why? Why don't you do more to make yourself better and make your influence known amongst people and make
Sure.
people's lives better just by your presence?
I would love to.
What's holding
Like,
you back?
Statistically, you're not going to die for like another.
Statistically, but
30?
it could be
What
anytime.
makes you think that you don't give value to other people's lives?
Honestly, it probably stems back to my. If you
We're
go,
all being honest. I'm about to
Yeah,
get embarrassed too.
if
you
you-
know?
okay, do you ever like, if you're high or whatever,
Sure.
and you look back at your life and you can almost see it like a movie, and like you can do the chapter selection on a
Okay.
DVD,
Yeah.
Sure.
and you can chapter select all the way back to the beginning, and then you just keep going through, and it's supposed to be a progression, and then you just keep seeing the same shit pop up.
Yes,
You're
and
like-
that's see.
There's something I didn't do in chapter 2 that I should have changed.
no.
that
There's
is
something
still
you
the
should
same
do in
thing.
chapter. What is your
Now.
age?
35. Chapter 35 should be
Chapter
now.
35.
Yeah.
That is
But
what
I
the
don't know what it
change
is. I'm trying. I'm very much trying too. I
But
just don't
See,
know
the
what
point
it is.
is
The
there's
meditation.
not
I know.
fucking chapters. Like the past is just an imagination. The future, no one's ever seen the
Okay,
future.
yeah. You
Everyone
only
talks
have
about
this
tomorrow,
one moment.
but you
Sure.
only have
I
right
totally agree.
now every single moment of your life.
You have this one. That's the thing that on all that acid. When we watched Into the Void, that is
Yeah.
the one thing it fucking taught me.
When I brought up Eckhart Tolle earlier, I was in a course in college, and a professor put a lecture from Eckhart Tolle on, and it blew my fucking mind.
Okay.
And I bought Power of Now. I bought what's the other? New Earth.
You need to take acid.
Read all of that, and I was like, fuck yes, like it's all living in the moment, living in the now. But like, I have these thoughts of like, yes, the now, great, nothing else
Okay.
matters. But then you start thinking of, yeah, but I'm gonna die and I have a wife. I'm gonna leave that behind. I have dogs. What the fuck? That start thinking about all these other things. That shit that doesn't matter.
So
really,
the
things that matter.
point is to be so present all the time that when you die, it mattered.
when
You know
you
what I'm
die,
saying?
the point of Enter the Void
Right.
was live life so hard that when you die and you come lifted up like that guy does,
Sure. Yeah.
you do not have any regrets.
Right.
And it takes a lot of work. I have a kid, right? He's going to turn 6 on 4/20, which is so ironic.
That's awesome.
But in fact, I got a message to
Did you plan that?
I did not.
Hold that shit in for one more day.
Right?
Knock him out.
So he is the most amazing kid. He is the brightest. Brodee, what did you describe him as? He's the brightest thing that you've seen in a long time.
I mean, everyone talks about their kids like that.
but you told me that my kid was
no,
like
I mean,
that, fucker.
Addison is like on a whole different level.
And Addison in Navajo means
super,
listener, spiritual
Okay.
listener. is what
he
the
does
name
not
means.
listen. His
He does
name
not
is a lie.
listen. He does not.
Sure.
He is
But-
his own thing.
But he's definitely hasn't been affected yet, like some kids have, where some of that shine, kind of leaves at some point.
Right.
The conditioning gets to a
Yep.
point where they become a little bit more like everyone else,
Yeah.
and it's fucked up. But Addison still, he's him.
And it's
Like,
because of the way me and his mother have
Yeah.
raised him, because we believe in that. We believe in the individuality. Anyway, what were we talking about right before
Well, Josh
that?
was explaining himself.
Yes. Okay,
Yeah.
I think I'm
so
done explaining myself.
yeah, so the one thing that movie taught me was that it is this is the best way to think about it.
Mhm.
It is forever now.
yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
It is forever. The past has happened.
Mhm.
It's solidified. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
The future has not happened.
It
It
never
will never.
is-
It
is
will never
never
happen.
happened.
Right.
It will happen right now.
Right.
So what you do right now to improve yourself and make yourself a better person to
Sure.
where when you leave this earth, you will not feel any regret. You've loved the people that you've loved. You've
Right.
been a positive influence on the people you have. And
Right.
it takes work.
Mhm.
But dude, doing that will make you
I
live
I
a
feel
fulfilled life.
no regret. I mean, I regret some shit that I did in my past. I was kind of shady and shitty, but
But you're not like that now, right?
I know. I've atoned. I've come to a thing that I maybe I didn't word it properly. I wish I could do more. I wish there was things that I could do that didn't come across as. Or I feel like anything that someone tries to do, it's semi self. Like, this is for me. I'm doing it for other people, but I'm also doing it for myself. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like when someone donates, I'm going to donate $1,000 to this charity. It makes you feel good. Also, you're giving $1,000, but it's also you feel really good.
What's wrong with that though?
So
yeah.
I'm trying to get away from.
That's actually one of the things that are taught is for building personal faith and wellness and increasing your vibration is charity work. I mean,
Yes.
it makes you feel good. That
for
is
sure.
the point of it.
That's the point.
It's not a
If you're
completely
able to-
selfless thing.
No.
Right.
It is a win-win situation.
Right.
You don't have to feel bad about feeling good about you doing good for other people.
Right.
That's fine.
Right.
As long as you're doing the good.
Sure.
And most of the rich, I would say millionaires in the country, I guess, they do more charity work than the other 90-something% of
And
people out there.
The thing that rewards people, they get rewarded.
I mean,
Right.
there's a way that things work where it does something for their mind, I guess.
Right.
Basically, they have it in their head that they don't need this money. They can help people with it. And it wires their brain in such a way where they automatically know how to make more money than they need. So they can keep on doing that.
I can see it in that way, but there's also a pessimistic side to me that
Okay.
thinks that they donate all of that money because of tax reasons.
Okay.
If you can
Well, that-
unload a bunch of
well, that
money.
too.
Some people, probably
It
a
has
lot of people do.
multiple, good
Yeah.
reasons to do it.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, I would do that for tax purposes.
Yeah,
Right.
why
Yeah.
not?
Like,
you know what I mean?
When I have...
Is that shitty to do?
Well, I mean, if you're doing it strictly for tax reasons.
Strictly for it, but it's
yeah.
like, okay.
I don't
feel
think
good-
most people are strictly doing it for tax
I'm not
reasons.
saying they
Right.
are. I'm saying there are
because
some
also
that do.
you could,
Yes.
you could go
I
buy
agree.
a house.
Donald Trump does that
for
shit
tax
for tax
purposes.
One at a time, guys. One at a time.
You could go buy a house for tax purposes. Like if you had the money, you could go buy a car. You could go put a bunch of money into a new business.
Yeah, if you
there
bought-
are ways to
yes.
avoid taxes.
Yeah.
Like if you're to the point where I got to get rid of this $2 million, or the government's going to take it, then like, hell yeah, go give it to the fucking whatever charity you
Right.
want
That you
to.
believe in.
I do have a problem
True.
with a lot of charities,
Yes.
like the March of Dimes, for example. It's called the March of Dimes because only one dime of every dollar actually goes into
And that's fucked.
what the charity's
That
for.
is fucked.
The other
Or Goodwill.
90%.
Goodwill's 100%
Good-
profit.
Yeah, good. It's,
Yeah, but
it's
Goodwill's
crazy,
also
man.
not even technically really a charity, is it?
No.
I mean, they're
People think it's a
they're
charity.
No, the guy
thrift
pockets
store.
everything.
They're
Pockets
a
all
thrift
the-
store
they-
with a charitable name.
But they employ people.
They employ, sure.
So do
That
other
is-
thrift stores.
Yeah,
So does
exactly.
Walmart.
That's a business. That is not a charity. That's a business.
Yeah, so when you donate your shit to Goodwill, that dude who owns Goodwill is making bank off of your
Exactly.
shit you're
Which
just
there's
getting to.
nothing wrong with that,
Sure.
but he should probably be a
more-
little more
be
open
more
about
honest.
what he's
Yeah,
doing.
more honest.
yeah,
Because
I
people
agree.
are, in a way, misled to believing that is a charity and it's not.
Sure.
That's totally understandable.
But also, if I have a bunch of clothes that no one wants to buy, like
I'm
I
gonna give
will
them to Goodwill.
go give them to Goodwill.
Oh, dude,
Fuck it.
Like,
that's
who
what I do.
cares?
It's the easiest way of doing it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
Like,
drive
I'm not
down
about
to-
wasting shit. If some guy's gonna make money off of it, like
I guess.
I'm not gonna make money off
Can we
of
make this
True.
a 2.5 hour podcast?
We're getting there.
Okay.
We're getting there.
Okay. So, yeah, that's okay. So,
it. Sorry.
Josh.
What else about you?
Hold on.
That we can pick
hold
on viciously.
Hold on. He's grabbing me a Anthem beer. Hold on.
And what else about me?
Anthem IPA.
What about me? Anthem
Anthem
IPA. Apparently, it's from Australia. The new Anthem IPA, Oklahoma City's own.
By
do
way
that
of Australia.
really well.
No, I mean, I don't know. I
Oklahoma.
guess there's a lot of things that I don't know. I fear. I don't fear death. I fear leaving people behind.
You're going to do that.
Yeah, I know.
Regardless.
I know.
Even if everyone that you love
Yeah.
right now in your
Yeah,
life,
yeah.
you leave behind, you're still going to leave people behind.
I know.
But you see, there's no getting around
I know.
that.
And that's the thing. And I don't think it's not something that I think about. I used to think about it a lot.
Okay.
And then I came to grips with it.
How?
And then I got real high and did some just sat silently by myself. I guess you could say meditate in a way.
Okay.
And thought, okay, there's absolutely everyone's going to. Robbie's going to. You're going to.
No, I'm
Yes.
not. I'm not going to.
We're all going to.
I'm
Everyone that I
actually-
know and
I'm
love
not.
has died and will die. So I'm not doing. It was me first going. I'm not going to do it alone, which is so satisfying, and which just sounds mean. But then
Like at least everyone.
at least everyone else is going to die too.
Everyone's coming with me.
It was okay. Then I just want to live the best life that I can while I'm here, and that doesn't
Yes.
mean necessarily I don't need a fucking nice house. I don't need
No.
a badass car. I don't need all the shit. All I need to do is live a positive.
Yes.
As much of a positive life as
Because
That
some people
sounds like
that
a
have the
311
house
lyric to
and
me,
the
but-
cars,
and that's why I love 311.
some people that have the house and the cars
Right.
do not live.
No. Well, they keep living for those things.
Yes,
They think
and that's
maybe
the
a
wrong
yacht.
thing, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But you have to consciously realize that you have an eternal now,
Sure.
right?
Right.
And do the things, and even the improvements that you want to make, you have to fucking eventually do it, right? So say even like with me, right? Like I want to start working out because my body has
Same.
needs.
Yeah.
Okay. Your body has needs.
I'm 35. I haven't worked out in fucking forever.
Yeah, me
Like
too.
really. Like, I do like
Really?
little shit, but I haven't fucking worked out.
Yeah, and it's important, right?
Yeah.
Because you want your body, really when you take acid and you separate, you realize that you have this thing that you're in charge of.
It's your vessel. That's what you're in.
Yeah.
That's the thing I thought of. Myself is not, I'm not this body. I'm something inside of
You
this
are
body.
not this body.
But I'm like driving a car. When you're younger, you don't give a shit about your car. It's fucking I backed into some well whatever, it's fine. But the older you get, the more you start taking care of what you have. This is the car I'm driving. This right here, this is the car I'm driving.
Yeah.
I want to make
It
sure
is.
that this car
It's
can
working
go
properly.
drive it till the wheels fall off. Let's make sure. Let's stretch those miles.
Yes.
On that car.
And you're a vegetarian.
Yes.
Which, to be completely honest, I've
Yeah.
just recently gone vegetarian.
Right.
Less than 3 weeks ago.
How's it been?
I feel the most amazing
Yeah.
difference in my body, my awareness of my body.
That's what it
and my
is.
mind.
Yeah.
I feel like right now, I don't eat a whole lot. Right now, I feel full. Okay. When I was on acid, I fasted for over 36 hours.
Acid fast.
Acid fast.
Okay.
It's crazy, right? I fasted.
rapper?
I drank orange juice. I ate half of a lemon. and I had a bunch of orange juice and like Dr. Pepper and shit. Like it was all liquid, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have any food. I didn't need the food. I felt like my whole being was empty and it felt comfortable.
Right.
Now when I have food in my stomach, I feel
Like bloated.
weird.
Yeah.
I feel like there's food in me and it feels fucking weird.
Yeah.
And the vegetarian thing has just really made me more aware in my body and my mind. It's just release another thing, because I really do believe, especially the way that we get meat when they're in those slaughterhouses.
Oh, yeah.
I'm very spiritual.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that if we have the option to not eat meat and not kill sentient beings for our own tastes,
For sure.
if we have the ability to choose differently, we should. Now, if I'm starving in the fucking wilderness and I got to kill a deer and eat it, I'm going to fucking kill it and eat it.
Exactly. I've said that a million times. I would totally.
It's about survival at that point. However, if I have the choice to go ahead and not eat meat, I'm going to take it. And since I've taken that choice 3 weeks ago, I feel like I will never eat meat again unless I go to Phoenix and I get Tokyo Express, because I'm eating that fucking
shout
chicken.
out to Tokyo Express.
Dude,
And
it
those
is
animals
the most,
are already dead, so just go for it.
at that point,
Yeah.
I would consider eating a corpse.
Well, you said the word. My brain just stopped. Awareness, and that's how I feel about vegetarian. Like me being vegetarian, it's not so much that like you're killing animals. It's being aware of what the fuck you put in your body. Like when I first tried to like lose weight, I got really chunky from eating fast food and smoking weed all the time.
I can't imagine.
So
you look
stopped.
so good.
I stopped drinking Coke.
He was real fat.
Okay.
I stopped
You
drinking.
were fat?
Oh boy.
I stopped drinking cola products, and that made me aware of like just what that effect has on you. And then when I stopped eating meat, it makes it a lot harder to eat fast food. So you start realizing what you're putting in your body.
Yes,
So it just
that's
makes
the thing that did it for
It
me.
makes you more aware of like
Yes.
what you're ingesting.
And it also makes you more aware of how many places are pushing meat.
Oh, yeah.
And then
A lot of them.
here's the thing that I will put out to people, okay? You got to imagine where most of our meat consumption comes from. It comes from slaughterhouses. The way that they are born into that world.
Did you watch videos?
No.
Okay.
No,
Did you
I
read
know
Slaughterhouse
this is the
5?
case because there was a medium in the thing that turned me vegetarian was this book that was written in 1912 called Occultism and Vegetarianism. I can, I guess, say that I'm a Gnostic, not agnostic, Gnostic, or an occultist. An occult, the literal occult meaning of occult in Greek, I believe it is, or Latin, I can't remember, is secret. Okay, the occult is just
ocular is referring
seeing,
to the
occult,
eye.
ocular, seeing. You can't
So it's
see
talking
it.
about
It's
hidden.
secret. Okay, so I'm an occultist in a way. Okay, when I read this or I listened to it on audiobook, it was like an hour and a half. It preached all the reasons why you should be vegetarian. First of all, it said at that time in 1912, over 100 years ago, that occultists invariably were vegetarian because they knew what the blood of other animals was doing when they ingested that into their system. Okay. Even if you look at, like, people have said, well, people have always eaten meat. Well, yeah, sure. The hunters would go out and hunt and they would get the 1 or 2 sacks of meat while the rest of the tribe was gathering. Most of what people ate back in the day was plant life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there was a
lot
little
of
bit
berries and
yeah,
things,
it was a feast when you came back with a beast that you could cook. It was a feast. It was a festival. You know what I mean? Like, that was what it was. And a lot of the animals they were raising were sacrificed and not necessarily eaten. So what that said was, I mean, it was talking about a medium back in the 1800s, late 1800s, that came near Chicago, and 20 miles out, she could sense the amount of horror coming from Chicago, which was the meat capital of the United States at that time. She could tell all of the sentient beings that were being murdered and all of that stuff. She could feel it on a spiritual level. She could feel that. It was very real to her.
Yeah.
And what that told me was, man, if I can not eat meat and still survive, which I feel better than ever not eating meat. I never knew it. I never knew the cloud that was over my mind and my body until I gave up meat and I realized it.
Yeah.
So that was the turning point for me personally. And it's a purely spiritual thing. I don't judge anybody for eating meat.
No, not at all.
You know what I mean? But going back to fast food places, you realize how many of them push meat.
Oh yeah, so it's so prevalent. It's really hard to eat vegetarian in fast food.
Yeah.
So when you do, you almost have to like order it specialized. And when you do order it specialized, you're like, oh, this is actually probably the healthiest fucking thing I can eat on this goddamn menu.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or not sometimes.
True,
Like
sometimes
sometimes the vegetarian option is so bad for you.
Yeah, it's like taters
fries.
and
It's
fried.
fries.
Which
and a milk.
I'm not saying that meat is better, but like
Right.
sometimes the vegetarian or the healthy option
It's not the best.
is like loaded with shit that's super
No.
bad for you.
Or you go to a diner, like, did you have anything vegetarian? Oh, we have waffles. Fucking cool. I'll just eat waffles and butter and syrup.
Cool. Yeah.
I'll get fat, but I love it.
I've kind of gone through the opposite thing lately. Like a couple years ago, lost a bunch of weight, feeling real good.
Yeah, man.
And now I've kind of come full circle where I'm like, man, fuck it. I'm just going to eat what I want. Like sometimes I'm like, life's too short. And I want to be like this gluttonous, like,
Okay.
like eating whatever I want,
Yes.
being waved with palm leaves and just being like, fuck it, short ride. I'm going to enjoy it.
Yeah, I 100% see it from that perspective. And I was like that. And I realized whenever I read that book less than a month ago, and it really changed it. I changed like the next day after listening to that shit. It just made so much sense to me on so many levels that I was like, okay, I realized that I've lived slightly more than 28 years indulging in that. And I was
but
okay.
You're a trim guy.
I mean, I've become way more trim since I cut out meat. I swear to God, it cuts out the fat. It does so many amazing things
That's
to your
so
mind
funny
and
though,
body.
because I lost all the weight that I lost when I was doing the keto diet, which was all meat.
But
It
it's
was all
doing
meat.
it the right way both
yes.
ways.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, but the keto is like you're not eating carbs, you're not eating
No carbs, no
Yeah.
sugar.
no sugar. So
it was
that's
all meat and cheese.
right.
Yeah,
if
dude,
you're
they're-
vegetarian the right way, you're eating pure plant-based stuff.
Yes. And there are fat vegans, dude.
Oh, tons of fat vegans.
There
One
are
of,
fat vegans.
one of my
okay?
best friends in the world is a fat vegan.
Because they eat unhealthy, right?
Yeah.
You have to keep it in perspective,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
And one thing that the spirituality or the occultism and vegetarianism thing, like kind of opened up to me was when you remove meat, it increase your tastes for the other things that aren't meat.
Oh yeah.
So you taste more inside of like vegetables and stuff like that.
Have you
It's
noticed
like-
you started to enjoy shit you never liked before, like
Yeah.
like Brussels sprouts and shit,
I haven't tried Brussels sprouts,
dude?
Ass.
But
Dude, I ate ass as a meat eater. That's the only meat I keep on my diet. You know what I mean?
Fuck the other white meat.
A meaty ass.
But yeah, like it's crazy, man. I would encourage anybody to like cut meat for like 2 weeks and
Sure.
see how you feel, because I guarantee you will feel a difference and you'll realize what you've been putting into your body.
Or what Rob said, or the keto thing. Do that too.
Yeah.
So I don't want to change the subject
No,
too much,
go ahead.
but we got to wrap it up here soon.
Yeah.
But there was something I wanted to address with you guys tonight.
Okay.
And it's something that I've battled with. It's not diet based, but
Dicks.
man, damn it. He guessed it. All right. See you guys later.
God damn.
No. Okay. So
I'm sorry.
I want to know, like, picture
Try
you
to get
guys.
a little humor in here.
Try again. I really want to talk to you guys about this because I want to pick your brain about it, but kind of in the vein of everything we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I am addicted to my fucking phone.
Okay.
And hold on, let me.
Okay.
Kyler,
Sorry.
this is my
I
goddamn show.
I had your answer. I had your answer.
I know. I hadn't even asked a question. How do you know the answer?
Okay, go ahead.
So the other night I did an experiment. Like I have my phone on me at all times, and there's always a charger around, there's a computer around or something. I got home the other night and I was like, man, fuck this shit. Like I'm going to be a little more present. I'm going to put my phone in the bedroom, put it on the charger, and not check it like until I like go to bed. And man, it opened up my mind.
Yep.
Like I was more present with my wife.
Yep.
Like everything was a little more enjoyable.
Yeah.
Wasn't as convenient. Like I wanted to put on some music while we were making dinner.
Mhm.
And I had to like put in a CD. And
Okay.
like,
You had to go
I know.
old school. I had to go
No,
old school.
I whipped out the fucking clap
Right.
CD
and you
booklet.
put on Life is Peachy. That's the best like dinner album.
Of course.
Well,
a great album.
Yeah, no, my
Yeah.
question is like, so what I put on the list here was I put my phone down. Like
Okay.
I put it down. And we talk about this on the podcast sometimes. Like I always battle this like, dude, I want to get rid of my smartphone.
Mm-hmm.
I want to have the flip phone just to text here and there,
Dude.
make some phone calls, but I have to have this for work.
Yes, you do.
I do. That's that. Part of my job is social media.
Do you know,
Like,
do you know
I
what
have
comes
to-
in to help you with
Yeah,
that?
what's
It
that?
is self-control.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is your will. In fact, I believe it was Aleister Crowley who is really misrepresented, said that any amount of the will is a form of magic. Okay. So you have to form the will to overcome. Because, okay, on acid, I realized, like, on these 4 hits, a fucking retarded dose. We went in public. I went inside of Best Buy. We both went inside of Best Buy.
I just wanted to walk in there. I was like, dude, there's going to be so many. He didn't want to.
That's
I
noise.
didn't
I was
want
like,
to.
dude, come in there with me. It's going to be so colorful.
And then he went in there by
Was it?
himself, and I was
Was
like,
it?
fuck,
Was-
I got to go in after him. Like, I got to go.
Was it colorful?
Yeah,
Dude,
A lot of blues, a lot of yellows.
I was over there in the
Okay,
Apple
2 of the
computer
colors.
section, just like playing on fucking GarageBand on some Mac I couldn't afford. It was badass.
Let me
You
ask
didn't go
you
to
this,
Guitar
Brodee.
Center? Shit, I went to Guitar Center.
Oh, God. That sounds like an acid trip from hell.
Just some dude going like,
yeah, dude, I
you
don't
will get the fuck out. Okay, that's one thing is it
I
makes
don't
you
want
super
to hear
sensitive
some
to vibe.
shitty 12-year-old playing the worst.
No, like wanking some shit on a BC Rich.
Yeah.
Just like hardcore through a Line 6 spider.
As long as it's good, I don't care.
The thing I want to say, though, like
For
coming up with
days.
this, put my phone down. Like, Brodee, like, you put your phone over there.
You haven't touched
Yeah,
it
dude,
at all.
I'm
You
here
haven't touched-
with you guys.
You're the only one
That's
that hasn't
awesome.
touched their phone tonight. So,
Yeah,
You-
I didn't even touch it when I went pee or went outside.
Really?
Yeah, I forgot that I had it over there.
so how, okay. So I had this experiment the other night. Put the phone on the charger.
Mm-hmm.
It was spent after a long day of social media.
Yeah.
You know, whether it was work related, personal stuff, whatever. Part of me wants to, I always go hard, like whether it's the diet or the drinking or whatever. It's like I either do or I don't or whatever.
Right.
But like, how do we live in a world without being so, I feel like this is part of my hand.
I use
All
my
the time.
phone like a lot. I mean, I get emails and text messages and phone calls all day, every day, but I set aside a time that I will check those. And it has to be a few times a day because sometimes I get hit up in the morning about something that afternoon or whatever. Like, I can't just reply to some urgent 9 o'clock shit at like 9 o'clock at night when they hit me up at 9 o'clock in the morning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I need to check my phone in the morning before I get to work, check it at some time in the middle, just shoot through my messages, maybe at lunch, another time in the afternoon. And then when I get home, I spend like an hour making phone calls, texting people, just getting all my conversations over with, and then I go plug my phone in my room.
So you allot time
Yeah.
for that
man,
and
I'm
then
not,
put it away.
because I
Like a
see what it
businessman.
does. I see what it does for me, and I got too much shit to do, you know?
Yeah.
But dude, I'm on my phone all day at work. Like whether I'm on a phone call or I'm putting something on Instagram or Facebook
What
or
do you
YouTube
feel
or
bad
whatever.
about?
Man, just not being present.
Yeah.
Like for instance, like my wife and I, like, you know, we both do our 9 to 5 or our, 7:30 to
Right.
5:30 or whatever. And I get home and like we're on the couch, like we make dinner, we're watching some TV together. We're watching Friends right now.
All right.
Like neither of us have ever seen Friends.
No.
Ever, dude. Like, I mean, I've seen like 5 minutes of it here and
Yeah,
there,
yeah, yeah.
but
Oh
I've
my
never watched an episode.
gosh.
We're on season 10 right now.
I've
Like,
seen every single one
Yeah, right.
as they came out.
it's
Yeah, yeah,
incredible. It's
Yeah.
But what's incredible to me is watching it now because it's so dated and like the fashion and the technology. Like Monica whips out her cell phone. It's like
But
this, like,
Rachel is still so hot.
Oh, God damn
dude,
it.
it's the nips. Let's be honest.
Is it though?
No, it's her face.
Dude,
It's everything. It's everything. God damn it.
Okay. Side
God
note.
damn.
Like, she still looks like that. Did you know that?
Yes.
Have you seen like recent pictures?
She looks better than when she did
Okay.
She found
younger.
the fountain of youth.
She's aged, but
Anyway,
I
all
tried-
right, back to the topic. Sorry.
Human blood.
No, not
That's
back
the
to the
trick.
topic. Side note, I've been saving this for a while, but
we doing this?
I know
out.
we're doing this.
Okay.
I know this is for white dudes sitting around talking about Friends, but we're going to do the fuck, marry, kill with the females from Friends.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
So okay, we're gonna go around the room.
All right, wait. In this hypothetical situation, none of us are like married or in any.
No.
Okay.
No.
We're just sentient beings.
4 sentient beings.
All right.
With no
we
girlfriends.
We are
or
for
anything.
sentient
We are.
beings.
All right, Josh, you're gonna go first.
You know, you and I have talked about this before. We wanted to talk about it. And I had mine immediately. And now I think I changed mine. Originally, it was fuck Rachel.
Yep.
Marry Phoebe.
Yes.
Kill Monica.
Yeah.
And I was going to change it, but I'm going to keep it that way.
All right.
Mine's actually was kill Monica, but fuck Phoebe, marry Rachel.
I was the same as Josh.
Yeah.
I think Phoebe would be cool as fuck to marry.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I think
but
she would be
see,
so much fun.
I'm trying to look
And I
at
would fuck-
Rachel's ass every single night.
There you
Yeah,
go.
but okay, but you could get Phoebe's pretty fine ass and her amazing.
Yeah, what if she was just
humor.
your side chick that you fucked, but you married? I mean, I thought we said fuck, marry, kill. Is that not how this
Basically,
works?
everyone
Yeah.
Do you
agrees
not
they would
get to
kill
still-
fucking Monica.
Well, Robbie,
Wait,
what was
wait.
yours, buddy?
Or if you
Save the best for
don't
we're gonna
last.
kill you.
Monica,
We're gonna kill you.
we're gonna throw you off the balcony.
yeah,
Right.
we're 3 stories up.
So I'm gonna fuck Rachel.
Okay.
What?
I'm gonna kill Monica,
Oh no!
and I'm gonna marry Phoebe.
Exactly.
All right.
Because
Yeah.
So I'm
All
gonna
right.
be
It's 3
different
for
for
3.
No, I would. Okay, I'm
I have
half and
standards.
half. I'm half and half.
All right, hold on.
Okay.
We got to be inclusive here.
Sure.
So the guys.
Oh, dudes? Come
Yeah.
on. Are you serious?
Yeah, let's do it.
Fuck Joey, kill Ross, and marry Chandler. Chandler's hilarious.
Same.
Okay,
Absolutely
okay.
the
I'm gonna
same.
think about this.
So we're killing the Gellers. The Gellers get killed.
Yeah, fuck
Okay,
the
fuck
Gellers.
them. They're very vital to the show. The show would not be what it was without them, but we're being forced to kill one. So
Right? Got it. Someone's
I
got to
mean,
go.
I guess I would kill. Who's Matthew Perry?
Chandler?
Chandler, man.
Yeah.
Dude,
I
Chandler's the
probably-
best.
I like him. I don't know. I would fuck Joey. You know what? Okay, I would.
He's got that
I
big
would,
Italian hog you just want to get filled
I
up
would,
with.
because you can fuck that kind of guy. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It's like a dumb guy. Like,
No, he's
okay.
like, hey, boobs? Like, hey, there's no boobs
They
here?
go crack me up. Like, okay, let's
Pizza.
fuck. And then, okay, I guess I would marry Chandler because he's cool. And I think Joey's just like a little bitch. So I'd probably just I'd put like a whole clip in that motherfucker.
Okay.
Joey?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
No, not Joey, the other guy. Who's
Chandler.
No, Ross.
Ross. I would
yeah.
put a clip in Ross.
Yeah, Ross is kind of like
He's
an
a
Adam.
bitch.
He's an
He's
Adam.
a bitch.
He's an
If-
Adam Sandler bitch.
If
Yeah.
you just get to fuck one, like, I'm going to take back because I feel like that would end up rough on my behalf.
No, because you get to
To
do the
fuck
fucking.
Joey?
You could do the fucking.
Yeah, but still, dude, he's got muscles. He could flex and hurt you.
Yeah.
I would still enjoy those
So-
muscles while I was
Well,
fucking
hold
him.
on. No. Did he
No,
really
I'm
have muscles
saying-
or was he just
I'm-
large?
Yeah. I'm saying
He
I would.
looked
I
muscular.
take it back. I would kill Joey and just dominate Ross. Like fuck it.
Good call. No, you know what? Brody, I'm with you. I'm totally with you.
I had to change. I had to go back and change it to that.
No, I'm gonna kill Joey. I'm
Yeah.
gonna fuck the shit out of Ross.
No,
And I'm gonna marry
I don't
Chandler
know how
because
you-
he's like,
it's not
Yeah,
get
I'm not
fucked,
even
but
gonna
you're going
spit
to
on
fuck.
it for
Yeah,
Ross.
you were
Dude.
fucking the person.
Okay,
you were
yeah.
tops.
Okay.
Chandler is like, he's quirky and cute, much like Phoebe.
Yeah,
So,
I would keep
yeah.
him to marry.
Plus, even going back to being like a teenager, like not watching Friends, but seeing Friends,
Right.
I always thought Phoebe was like so sexy.
The
She
twin,
was
her,
cool
no,
as shit.
the evil,
Yeah.
the twin of hers. The when you
Oh,
got the
yeah,
twin,
yeah.
That's the hot one.
I don't remember.
When she's a
that.
little,
I
she
don't
had a
remember.
twin, and her twin was kind of a.
Was it her?
Yeah, it was her. It was her. She played her own twin.
She was doing like the Urkel thing.
She did the Urkel thing,
Ah,
but yeah, she was
shit.
just like kind of stole her identity for a while. It was kind of just she was evil.
Was she a bad bitch?
She was bad.
Bad
She was
bitch.
Kind of hot. Pretty hot.
But moral of the story, Friends is fucking tight.
It's
like,
pretty cool.
Watching that now, it's like I see like the old Iowa boombox CD player, like the 3 spinner on
Oh
top.
yeah, you could totally
I'm
know
not
like
pissed.
references.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, it's incredible. Oh, we're about to wrap up. Hold on. Sit back. We got like 4 minutes. We're trying to hit 2 hours here tonight, boys.
Are we seriously?
shit.
Yeah.
So wait, we're going for the longest podcast we've ever
Yeah,
had.
this is the longest and maybe the most insightful.
for sure.
I mean,
Really?
I can keep
You think
going.
that-
Like,
dude,
there's a lot of shit we're not
Let's
talking
come back.
about right
Yeah,
Let's
now.
come back and
Yeah,
we'll
we've
pick
gone around the
up.
world.
You were writing something down. What were you?
I was just drawing
Oh, you were-
stuff.
Was that like an acid drawing?
No, it was just like
Because we'll put it up as a picture.
So I want to close it out with this word.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a word that's come into my life, and let me ask you guys something real quick.
Sure.
When I was a kid, I would like hear a word and then I would hear that word over and over again.
Right.
It was like the word presented itself.
You would
to
hear
me.
the word for the first time and it would
Yes.
appear everywhere.
Yes.
Dude, it
when you
still
had
happens.
understanding of it.
I would see it. I would hear it. I would see it on TV. I would hear it on the
Yeah.
radio.
Isn't that
And it-
crazy? How much are you missing because like you don't know it
know.
yet?
But dude,
Isn't
it's
that a
still
trip?
it still fucking happens, dude.
Yes,
no,
it
it
will
does.
always happen.
Which I've heard this word before growing up, but this word has resurfaced in my life.
What word is
And
it?
I actually use this word with Josh because like Josh and I have a wonderful best friend relationship.
Yeah,
here.
totally.
For sure.
Like we're
Y'all are
the,
gay.
we're the boys. Well, we're all gay.
GHEY.
We're all gay tonight. We're all gay tonight. But and not that's a bad thing.
No,
You know,
dude. I
it's a
love
great-
y'all.
It's a great thing. But the word quantifying.
Okay, yes. Okay.
Now
That's
hold
a
on,
great
hold on.
word.
Hold on.
Kyler,
Great
calm
word.
down.
So let me explain here.
Great word.
Let me explain here.
I need a piece of it.
So Josh and I have this thing where it's like we're so good of friends, we feel the need to quantify.
What
So-
do you mean?
So okay, I will go to Josh like, "Hey man, what are you doing for lunch?" And he'll be like, "Oh, I brought my lunch today." And I'll be like, "Oh, cool. I'm just asking." I'm quantifying the question.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just asking, dude.
Mm-hmm.
No need
Okay.
to get mad. Or Josh will be like, "Hey, did you see that guitar on Craigslist?" And I'll be like, "Oh yeah, I saw it. It's a little too expensive." And Josh will be like, "Oh, I know. I'm just asking." And so we're quantifying
Okay.
this word.
Just
This.
or just throwing it out there.
Or
Yeah.
you're itself seeking itself all the time.
Exactly.
Which
Yeah.
is the nature of the world that we live in.
And that
Never
brings
forget it.
That brings it all around.
It is
brings it around.
itself seeking itself. You see it everywhere in nature. It is like that is the principle of this world that we live in. Is it is itself seeking itself. It is everybody seeking something outside of themselves when they don't realize that they are whole within themselves, and they just have to find that. That is the secret.
I couldn't think of a better thing to fucking end on there,
Well,
Robbie.
I do. I have one more question.
that was so good, though.
Do you guys quantify? Because I am guilty as fuck.
In our brains, we are only capable of quantifying. Okay, like they say that like the whole thing with God is that Devin Townsend told me this. Me and Brodee, whenever we met him,
Enough about the Townsend.
Yes,
My God.
I know,
I'm just
but
kidding.
you cannot quantify the infinite. Okay, we cannot understand the things that are outside of ourselves that we perceive as anything like the spirit that lives within everything that is in nature that creates this world. We cannot quantify it. It is infinite beyond us, and we will never understand that. And then we have to have acceptance of that. It's okay. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's the only thing I can say about that.
Well, I think that's a great note to end this show on. Kyler, Brodee, thank you guys so
It was a
much.
pleasure.
This has been awesome.
I want to be
It's been
back.
good. It's
We're
been
going to
good.
get you back post-acid trip.
Okay.
When we go to wherever
How
acid
about
is
this?
legal.
Okay. Well, we will do it.
I'm quantifying
Yes.
here.
How about we just show up tripping next time?
Yeah.
It won't
And
be
then we'll bring a
weird.
couple
Honestly,
hits.
we'll be able to have this.
Why don't you
We
guys dose us, don't tell us, and let's go through this shit together.
Okay. If you guys want that, I will do that
Yeah.
for you.
Well, maybe at our house.
I'm
we
gonna
might have
tell
to
you.
move
Yeah,
the
we'll
studio
have to
to my
move it to-
house.
yeah.
I'm
more
okay with
private
it. I'm
location.
okay with it.
Yeah.
As long as y'all are comfortable, I
Sure,
will guide you
sure.
through it. Me and Brodee will be your
Microdose.
guides.
Cool. Again, Paper Street.
Paper Street.
We'll get the link
Street.
out there once
Okay.
it happens, but you heard the song earlier.
Yep.
Thank you guys so much for coming by. This has
Thank you
been a
very much for having us.
wonderful evening.
Bye.
Bye.